Oh, for
I know, right?
Look at dumb little eye.
I mean, it's a cute, dumb little eye.
It's a
There it
cute
is,
little
yeah.
Eldritch horror.
mate, seriously, I don't know what the hell OBS is doing. Hello, hi everyone. Yes, thanks for the thanks for the follow, Steve Mack. I did say that, but apparently the stream has been mute the entire time because OBS has just completely burnt the settings that I put up. Yeah, it's all default settings. Oh, we're gonna refer to default, are we? Yeah. Oh, okay. So, what are you currently using right now? Because it's not the fucking default. This is the default microphone. This is why it's making sound across OBS. Unless for some reason it's now decided to use the fucking cap. Why does it do that? Like, I mean, I get it, right? If you on your desktop you don't have a microphone and you connect a microphone, then it sets that up as the default. I get that. I totally respect that, right? You know, ease of access, ease of use, and all that sort of bollocks, right? I get it. But if you've already got one that's set up in use, and then you plug something else that happens to have a microphone as part of its components going through the same USB, why are you automatically switching to that? Why are you doing that? I understand the software is not going to have any concept of monetary value when you have a 200 pound studio microphone, right? And a built-in microphone on a 20 quid camera. I get that, right? I understand that. But why are you switching? I haven't told you to switch. It annoys me.
But yeah, I sent the link to Steve. He's a really cool bean.
So, by the way, for you guys now, what's my audio quality like? Is it rich and luscious as it normally is, or does it sound silly?
Fucking ass.
Yeah, because what it fucking has done now is just switched. It's also Discord has switched over as well. It's decided, oh well, let's use that one. How about you use the one that I've already told you to use?
If you asked my opinion,
on stream, your audio quality is crisp. It's fine.
Yeah.
From what I was able to hear. And just say something real quick.
Yeah, that should be fixed now.
Yeah.
Then yeah, you're good. You're good. You're crisp. You're
yes,
fine.
your voice is luscious and soothing as ever.
It is very beautiful, sir.
Yes, especially the cringe accents you try and pull.
I better hear a Dutch accent today.
I wouldn't even know where to begin with that. If you showed me a Dutch accent, I wouldn't know.
Yes.
Right, I'm gonna get one rant out now. Just have no more rants for the stream. This also gets me fired up. It's something that it's something the social media algorithms have long figured out as well. It's like, ooh, people really get sort of jolted into action through outrage, which is why there's so much outrage bait on the internet. Yeah, but it's just having a nice one, just to warm up the brains, that's all. There is something that I find like the most... What's happened to the bloody music? Are you still playing? Wait. Okay, so sometimes it's going to... Yeah, it's something... I don't know what that composer is, but it's just they clearly did not create that soundtrack to be background music. Even though that's literally what it is when it's in a game, like apart from on cinematics. Yeah, so something that I find one of the most, like, I've never known something to be more hilarious and more annoying simultaneously than when, you know, teens try using their sort of like, you know, teenage psychology on somebody in their 30s. Like things like peer pressure and telling you that something's cringe. And I'm going to throw them a bit of an olive branch here, because one of the things that always gets clapped back to them is like, look, mate, child, I don't give a shit, right? And it's sort of like, oh, you'll understand when you get older. They hear that a lot. And they hear it so much without any further, digression, without any further digression, expansion on that. And it just sounds like a cop-out. But don't worry, your pretty little head, child. I shall explain it to you now. It's basically when you've experienced real problems, right? So, you know, when you've faced financial ruin to such an extent where, like, you've either been homeless or have almost been homeless, or you've lost a child, or, you know, I don't know, your wife slept with your next door neighbor, divorces you, and now you're spending thousands of pounds or tens of thousands of pounds in order to be able to see your own children, right? You know, I'm talking real problems. Once you've had a couple of real problems, the idea of a 15-year-old finding your trainer game cringe is just fucking mate. Bangkok brothels haven't invented the fucks that I've had to give in life. I can promise you that you're not even a blip on the fucking radar. There. I feel so much more awake now. Yeah, and that's the disparity, right? You know, if you're 17, 18, you're trying to use in your sort of peer pressure on somebody in their 30s, that's why it's not working. They've lived through too many real problems to give a shit. This music, man.
Meanwhile, I'm just over here like trying to export a video.
Yeah, I've had to download. Yeah, I've had to download last week's session because there was just so much potching about at the start, and then the session itself was quite short. I'm gonna do it as like a intermission session because we discovered we explored a little bit more backgrounds with Kozak and Xander, so I'm gonna chop it down. I am thinking of having like podcast kind of thing. I don't know. I think probably at the end of this series, I think I will do like a podcast.
Yeah. Let's be honest, last week's episode was more like a filler canon.
Yeah, and that's kind of how I'm going to do it. So I've had to download it, and I'm going to cut it so it's just got that bit of my super cringy attempt at trying to do Austin Powers. Just add baby, yeah, baby to the end of every sentence, because otherwise nobody has a fucking clue you're even trying to do Mike Myers.
Yeah, also Taffy, we've got a new NPC suggestion based on the start of the rent.
Yeah, it's when I'm gonna get around to doing that, because like the create NPCs, I'm up to 7 at the moment. I'm trying to introduce 1 per session, but we're getting like 2 per session. So I've had to increase the NPC name request to 1,000 EXP. It's now a very rare claim, because I have 20. I have a list of 20 names. I really want to get through them. I think I'm just gonna have to be maybe a bit more brutal and just refund stuff. Maybe that's what I should do.
That's the solution.
Yeah. Let's put it to a chat vote now, just before we get to the half past and I make my last coffee. So I'm gonna go make my coffee. So chat, just a quick sort of poll. What you know, one way or the other in chat. Should I just follow marketing demand and increase the prices of things as I'm starting to get too many of things being claimed, or since it turns out when I reject something, it actually refunds the points, should I just be a little bit more selective and just like start refunding a bunch of stuff that I can't quite fit in or I don't think quite works? I'm going to do one or the other, right? So either you're more likely you get your points back when you claim stuff, but you get your points back and you get to try again and try again. Or should I increase the number of points that it costs and then just always try to honor it? I'm making another coffee. When we get back, we'll kick off.
Okay, so can I get a quick rundown from last week?
Basically, there was... Yeah, that's why I started to talk.
Sorry.
Basically, there was only Ozzy and I playing with Matt, Austin Powers, who turned out to be a Feylord, who took the both of us on a self-reflecting journey. We found out some backstory stuff, mostly explored our character's backstory, and via a journey of spiritualism, we found ourselves back when we started and discovered that our destiny is here all along.
Fair enough.
Nice.
I'm good. I swear I'm not dying.
Alright. Okay, we've got one vote on like a mixture of things. Since I see there is new people in the chat, I'm just gonna remind people we are currently having a vote because there is too much of a backlog of NPC creations. We are trying to decide if we should one, raise the price of them, or two, just purge those who doesn't really fit Taffy's vision on the settings. So that's your decision. Vote in chat.
Yes. My apologies for being a bit silent. Was managing the content creation on my own channel.
Okay. So like streaming here and even then just making your own stuff. Got it? Okay, yeah. See.
It's okay.
I see how it
No.
is.
No. Okay. So basically, I uploaded a YouTube video earlier today that had a scuffed intro that had the wrong audio playing over the intro bit, and I was very irritated by this. So I ended up having to re-export the whole video again with the correct intro, and then I had to find that video from wherever it was exported to, and then now upload that to YouTube instead and privatize the other video. Thankfully, I have a very small channel and there's only 3 views on it, so it doesn't really matter that much. But at the same time, just
What is this communist? What is this communist propaganda privatizing videos?
So,
well, I mean, you know.
I've got a quick question for chat. How many of y'all drink Mountain Dew? Or enjoy Mountain Dew?
I don't.
Probably. I was at the grocery store the other day, and I found their seasonal flavor. Fruit Quake. It tastes like a fruit cake.
Or oh, what?
Yeah,
Fruit Quake.
Yes, Fruit Quake. It tastes like one of those hard-ass fruit cake concoctions that people bring to Christmas parties.
I don't know if I'm just too neurodivergent, but don't drink cake. What the fuck?
That seems super fucking disgusting.
That sounds like the most. That has to be the most American thing I've ever heard in my entire fucking life.
Well, okay, and then on top of that,
No, don't say on top of that, because that doesn't make it better.
oh no, there's one flavor of Mountain Dew I will never drink again, and that's the flaming hot Cheeto flavor.
Oh my fucking.
That's gamer. That's gamer as fuck.
Okay, so it's not bad. But it is an extremely acquired flavor when it comes to the spice palette.
Lazy gamers who drink Mountain Dew be like, oh, more like Mountain Dew not, am I right?
Any hoobles.
Anyways, yeah, we've got 2 replies, Taffy, and Weaselord says option 2, but make sure that it's a light purge, and then Rocco is saying a mixture of the two. Essentially,
yeah, I think
increase the price gradually and then purge some as well.
Yeah, so I mean, I think more sort of as an emergency, I've taken that one there. Oh, for God's sake, obey me. Thank you. So I'm just increasing the price of a lot of stuff we're not getting an awful lot of. I've kept the place name pool still sort of, I've got that now. That's merely only double what the NPC name pool is, because they
as long as we keep the pirate captain, because me and Shad have put together an entire storyline for that bitch.
I mean, we've attempted.
It's a good one.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
I mean,
I think it's.
Because it still doesn't make any, much. It doesn't make much sense to me to have the place name pool to be the same price as the NPC name pool.
Yeah.
Although maybe it does, because.
Well, no, because then people are always going to want to make more NPCs than places.
That's what I'm thinking. So I mean already is going to skew it, so it's going to be more NPCs to place names. I don't need to further incentivize that with a price difference. A 5-minute break.
I think we get all this budgeting done out of the way before.
Shad, is this your first time playing the improv campaign?
This is our thing, Tuffy. Shad. This is branding at this point.
Yeah. This is perfectly on brand for the improv campaign. Do you not remember the first ever session when I set up this fucking stream? Like, what are we going to use as a background? And you can see me on Google Images going like, oh, let's have this like, you know, crappy wallpaper kind of thing. And it was too white, so I like added a bit more grey to it. Doing this whilst we were playing a game.
This is the new era of media, having the how it was made in the show itself.
Yeah, you can see the cardboard back. You can see like the wooden sort of pylons that keeps up the cardboard background, like.
Yeah, and then at the end of it all, you edit it all. You record the whole thing. You edit it down to a smaller video so that people can consume it.
Oh, no. See. Here's the thing, right? A lot of platforms you have to pay extra Patreon money to see behind the scenes. With us, it's all included. It's all in the same video.
Exactly. Exclusive content right from the start.
Okay, right. Let's go through NPC name requests, because some of these are pretty decent. Generic Bandit number 23. I like that. Some slimes. Rejected. Walter. Yep, that's fine. Michael Hunt Bloody. I'm fine with that. Amanda Hacking.
We already used that one.
Which one have you used?
The Mike Hunt Bloody guy.
Oh, we did?
Got him.
Who the fuck was he then?
He was the mayor.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
NPCs.
Yeah, I remember these things.
Right, where the hell are we?
Image in memory.
Shards NPCs by name. There we go. And that should be up top, so I can find it. Get up top of you. Okay. Okay, we got Mount Mild Peril levels 1. Oh, there's a Lynn start in village. Michael Blood Handy. Yes, you are right, and I even had it in there. Okay, that's accepted. There we go. Right, cancel. Also, why the hell is this annoys me like so much? It adds like an extra line break in when I didn't fucking ask for it. No, obey me. Extra line breaks on line breaks. Stop doing that. I find it looks ugly. Like, I prefer to have things like sectioned out, so it's like, you know, it's easy to pick up the information. But when you've got like double line breaks on everything, it just gets a little bit gnarly. There we go. That's that. That's updated. We have a Madden to Hug and Kiss. Mike Rochburns. That's a bit of a reach, but we'll keep with that one. General Jobs. I don't get it. Shroudley. Charles the Sufficiently Unconscious. What? Okay, I could play with that one. Captain Jack Swallows.
I already used that one, I
Holden
believe.
Cox. Captain Jack Swallows. Yeah, we'll just accept that one then. Urethral. Okay, we got heaps in here, but that's fine. I'll just start going through them and I'll just have a little glance and I'll, accept one, ping one off, send one back. Cool, awesome. We're ready to rock and roll. Everybody's here. Look at this, it's fantastic. And we got music we're not going to get claimed for as well. So, right, we're not going to recap on last week because that was just background stuff.
We already had a recap on it while you were gone.
Oh, did you? Awesome.
Yeah, I asked what I missed.
Oh, did I recap on last week? What about the week before? Because that's basically, let's bring this up to speed.
I mean, last time I was here was when I negotiated with the squirrels for the bees to take over with Ron Beasley in my arms.
Will I be able to do it from copy? I might be able to do it from copy.
That is my little baby.
Yeah, that was the one that's actually already up is the 5 and that cute one.
Yeah. I love how it turned out.
Just whatever.
I figured Matthew would approve.
I can't do
of
it
a
from
red
copy.
weasel.
Save. Beautiful. There we go. Right. Back to main window. Back to this. Are these in the correct order? They are not in the correct order. Well, that's really annoying. We're almost in the correct order. If we just do this. That. No. Come with me. There you go. There we are. All in correct order. Everything's lush now. So yeah, you guys were gathering the stuff. I think you were trying to establish a constitutional monarchy in Marwar.
And I was to go speak to the weasels. Being that I have been chosen by their god to stifle the irresponsibility that these weasels have shown to their god by waging with those of the woodland creatures similar to themselves.
Yeah. Just to keep everybody up to speed on what's happening as far as the world, on exactly what this campaign is. It's just normally when I try to sort of like catch up. So when you click on the old sort of channel points, which I think I got like creative essence or something, which is ensue chaos. That's it. I did change it to something a bit more thematic with this. What's happening here? So you notice there's a bunch of stuff there that allows you to, influence the game. We have in-game suggestions, which I think is probably going to become somewhat redundant now since everything else can be rejected. But I'll piss fart with that later. High propensity of getting stuff rejected. It's just a case of I'll hop into that and grab some ideas and just throw a bunch of injects at the player, see what happens. Inspire the vigilant. That's you post. So very rarely in a Twitch streamed campaign do you get your messages read out. You do on this one because we're a little bit more loose like that. One surefire way of getting your shit read out is Inspire the Vigilant. Now, just a reminder to the players here, because they tend to jump on top of that very quickly, even when somebody's in the middle of RPing. Wait for a reasonable pause, then do the readout of Inspire the Vigilant. So the first player to read out your message gets yes inspiration, right? What I mean by yes inspiration, all the bunch of stuff that all the various different bards, inspirations, or augmentation can do? This works on everything. They can add that d6 to any roll. They roll a hit dice, they can add it to the number of health they regain. They can add it to damage, they can add it to attack, add it to a save, they can add it to a luck dice, they can add it to whatever roll. Anytime they roll dice, they can add a d6, d8. It's now a d8. Inspire the Vigilant because they've gone up in level. Create NPC name requests. So this is just what that basically means is just a name pool that I can pull from, because I'm terrible at coming up with the names on the spot. Plus, you guys seem to come up with some creative and hilarious ideas, so why not? We have an extra 5-minute break. There's only one sort of claim that could be done. I normally call a break halfway through, but you guys could just call a 5-minute break and, or just add it on to the one that I'm going to call in the middle and make it a 10-minute break. I don't know, just do what you want with that one. That's self-explanatory. Place name request, exactly the same as the NPC names, but the places more likely to hang around for a lot longer. That's where they're more expensive. We have Godly Smites. This is kind of interesting. This is combat only. When it's in combat, you pick a target, a hostile creature, and you could do !smite, and you'll do 1d20 plus 9, and I still need to update it. Oh, fuck, somebody, right. I'm going to set myself a reminder today, because I'm going to record that later, because I want to do that as, I want to up the dice on that one, but at the moment, we're just going to do 6d6, right? So you do 6d6 lightning damage, and healing aid, exactly the same, but you heal an ally, 6d6. An enemy approaches, pushes the narrative into combat. Infernal Scorn, that's kind of like Godly Smite, only you attack a player. It's great. and then create NPC. So that way you can add as much detail and bits and pieces and stuff as possible. And I will create an NPC, and I try to put as many of these created NPCs, less of these into the game as possible. What I mean by that is I don't want to just like throw a bunch of them in and then heaps of them get forgotten. I try to sort of drip feed them in to maximize the chances of your created NPCs to stick around in the world for as long as possible. And that's all of that bullshit. What's happening in the world? Well, we go from, what was it? Sort of trying to duck and dodge sort of devil tax accountants to the next village with these giant fucking bees and a woodland cold war with communist squirrels and hardcore capitalist weasels who are stockpiling scrolls of fireball, and the players have got to try and de-escalate this furry cold war. So, and this is like, there's been like 3 sessions between those 2 engagements. So it may give you the idea of the level of chaos that ensues in this place. It's random as fuck. It's glorious and I love it. So yeah, at the moment, they try to establish a constitutional monarchy, which would be with some democratic socialist policies, no doubt, to try and satisfy both sides in order to end the Cold War. Put in the bees, the queen bee known as Obi-Wan, was literally just Obi-Wan Kenobi in a bee outfit. As the monarchy of this of this village, and then whoever gets elected then has to sort of bow at regular intervals to him to remind themselves of who's in charge, despite the fact that the bees couldn't give a shit of what kind of policies they put in place, so long as they settle things down and keep planting those trees which they use to make their honey. And away we go. We're up to speed. So we've just got out to the weasel's office. The squirrel's office. So the squirrel's on the way now to the hive. He's been convinced because he's kind of getting a bit sort of sick of this feud between the 2 woodland creatures. And you guys are off to go see the Weasel Lord, which is typically played by our illustrious Matthew, which is in chat at the moment. I pulled him in last session expecting that the direction it went in, but it turns out that Kozak and Xander decided they just wanted to go off the beaten track because, well, it is an improv campaign, why the hell not? They ended up meeting Austin Powers and sharing a couple of their backstories, entirely improvised, and it was fucking glorious. So that's where we are. He took him on a cart in a straight line and ended up arriving at the same village he left off because it's fun to play Fey Lords as a GM. Just get to sort of like help out while simultaneously screwing with the party. I highly recommend doing it in your own campaign. Of course,
saying this whole political dispute started with getting honey for electors intolerant cheesemonger, and that's where we ended up.
Getting honey, getting honey as a sort of what is it called now? When they start off like the fermentation process, I don't know, whatever. As a activator. We'll call it that, as an activator. And
it was funny because we suggested, why not just remove the lactose from the cheese?
And he just stared blankly like, like he's the biggest fucking idiot on the planet. Never thought of that. So,
Taffy, I never read Inspire the Vigilant.
There you go. Put the highlight on your token.
Oh shit, I have to reload Roll20 because it broke.
It's bonked, is it? Yeah, so that's... Xander and Kozak have just arrived back into town. What the hell was Skitter and Tepin doing whilst they went on their merry little adventure?
So, I'm just about checking. Did we talk to the weasels? Like, is all that sorted out?
No. Well, they did, but they spoke nothing about... that at all. They spoke about his wife. He was outside having a cigarette, and he's going, "Do you want some fake contracts?" Because he's going to pay his, was it
alimony?
Yeah, no, it was alimony. But did you Terry Pratchett that, like in Sewer Ants?
Owl money, maybe.
Owl money.
So
yeah,
I would like to say, The reason why Tepin hasn't gone to the Weasel Lord yet is because Skitter has kind of like pulled Tepin off to the side.
Huh?
So, Tepin, you feel a small little clawed hand clench on your shoulder and kind of like pull you away from the others as
What's up,
Skitter
Skitter?
leads you off. And she just kind of looks at you and she's like,
Look, Tepin, I just wanted you to know that I appreciate you helping me in my time of need.
Huh?
Now, oh, just this in general, helping, it isn't something I'm used to.
But we're a
Most
family.
people don't. Tepin, my heart can't take such statements. I feel it beat. And I can't help but feel as if there's something else there. I don't like these things, but they feel nice.
Do you need a hug?
she looks down and to the right. Her eyes flick back up to yours, then back down away, and she's like,
I don't know. I feel
Teflon
as
is
if I
just gonna
am
hug Skitter.
hug.
Gently enough not to squish any bugs.
she's you can feel her retching and trying to reject the hug, but then at the same time there's just this and her hands do eventually come around and just slowly slide around Tepin's back, accepting the hug, seemingly
are a good thing.
unwillingly.
Don't you patronize me.
Oh, actually, Skitter, there's something I wanted to show you.
What would that be?
A map.
Oh,
I took it from my last employer.
Yes.
And she will reach into her satchel and pull out a worn.
I have a question. Your employer wouldn't happen to be a human, would they?
Oh no, she was an evil sea witch of a tiefling pirate captain.
Oh, it would have been far better if they were a human or a gnome. But this is fine. This
Well,
is fine.
The reason
They
I
were
got kicked off the ship
tall.
was because of a human.
Interesting information. I will file it away for later. You will have to give me their name eventually.
I
and
don't
will
even
find
remember
them.
their name.
Damn you. So what does this map do? Where does it lead?
Well, from what the captain was saying is, it leads to an ancient treasure of power called the Sea Scarab.
I don't know if I appreciate this. So, this sea scarab, what does it mean for you? What is it? Is it a bug?
Well, I mean, kinda, sort of.
Really?
Yeah. But they're more like a crustacean of some sort. It's really weird.
I suppose that's fair. If they are an insect, then I would like to know more about them, I suppose.
Well, maybe sometime we'll go searching for the blue sea scarab.
Perhaps. Why was your captain interested in such a thing?
Well, when she found this map after pillaging my home and taking me from my family,
Opa.
she thought it led to the ultimate power. I don't know too much about the legend myself.
Ultimate power, right? The usual suspect.
I
for
mean,
these
she would spout
tall
stories
folk.
of the sea scarab being able to turn and roll the tides. But I don't think that's true. I think she's exaggerating.
All legends have some base in all myths have some basis in fact.
Yeah.
Perhaps this sea scarab does grant some form of power, but maybe it's in a non-traditional sense.
Exactly. Granted, in order to get to where we need to go, we need a boat. I think. I've been trying to decipher this map for a long time.
Well, once you finish deciphering it, I will accompany you.
I appreciate it.
I have a request of you, Tevin.
What's up?
You seem trustworthy.
I mean, I keep you out of trouble sometimes, don't I?
Potentially. However, I must ask if you are of a stronger weak will.
I like to think I'm strong.
Would you be willing to murder someone?
Wait, what? Who?
Would you be willing to murder someone?
It depends on who it is. I mean,
don't need
are we
to know
offing
who it
Xander?
Why would... No.
He's a human. I thought we didn't like humans because they're taller than us.
No, he's one of the good ones.
Look at Xander's face!
Xander's one of the good ones.
Okay,
He
I'm
wouldn't
just checking.
betray us so easily. No,
Fair enough.
I refer to other humans. More specifically, I refer to these filthy elves. She spit at the ground.
The elves. Well, I mean, I could try. Never actually really killed anyone before, but
Oh, don't worry, Tippin. We'll pop that cherry soon enough.
She's going to gently stroke your face.
We just have to find the right person for you.
fair enough.
The first time is always the roughest, and it's a little bit dirty and very bloody, but once you get a couple good thrusts in, it just gets so much easier. It even feels good.
Sorry, I'm just laughing at Vic's face right now.
Very, we've just lost Lotus for a bit. We'll just wait for her to pick herself back up off the floor.
Don't worry. Just minor innuendos.
Minor? Are you
I
sure
don't have
about
a minor. She's going to gently take your hand, Tepin, and just rub the back of it and say,
It's okay, Tepin. I'll be there for your first. I'll help you. I'll hold them down.
Vic's trying so hard not to laugh right now. Oh, give me 1 sec. I can't breathe.
Okay, I'll pause and not add to it because I could keep going.
Stop it. Get some help.
I never said Skitter was a sane individual.
Oh,
There's
we
a
always
reason she
knew.
likes the bugs.
We always knew she wasn't. So just in
Uh,
a different way.
I'll let you pick
Alright.
one out, Tepin. You just point your finger at them, and I'll get them alone with you. But still, regardless of all of that,
she'll gently give your little hand a smooch, just a little.
still, regardless of that, Tepin, I have people I need to kill for a higher cause.
Oh
Well,
no! Someone redeemed Infernal's Horn.
Oh no. Vic!
Okay. All right.
Vic, why?
Bonk the horny gel with you. Yeah. So as you're just sort of like, as you're feeling the sort of horniness raise up on you, Skitter. Yeah, that sort of like that weird little sort of strange tingle that you normally get in conversations when you sort of like do things a little bit twisty with the wording that starts putting those naughty thoughts in your head. The ground beneath you starts to crack open and it feels... First of all, it starts with you feel your feet sweating. You thought, this is weird. The ground gets kind of hot and then cracks open, and then let's get an exclamation mark score in there from Vic.
Do I get a dex save?
No, it's an attack. Does an 18 hit you?
18. Ugh.
Oh wait,
Just
wouldn't that hit
wish.
Tepid too because she's right
No.
there?
No,
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 it
no,
doesn't.
no.
Nice
That's not how
single
this.
target.
Okay.
That's not how the score works. Yeah. So roll that again, so we can get the
Oh
total
yeah, you
damage.
haven't changed the damage.
I have not updated that. No. So for a total of 26 fire damage as the earth belches out a fireball up your backside.
All right.
Just scorns
So,
you. Scorns your loins.
I'm sorry, it was
as-
fitting.
As she gets completely half healthed by the one infernal scorn, she's just staring deeply into Tepin's eyes, and she's just like,
Ow!
I'll just I'll use create water to cool down her hot scales.
she then proceeds to eat. Let's see, how much damage did I take?
26.
26.
26. She proceeds to eat 26 good berries. Just, and then she's back up to full health.
Yeah. Okay.
Still, Tepin,
At this level, this even if you've rolled garbage on your health points, it's still just a slap on the wrist.
Yeah.
Don't worry, it only took me 3.5 minutes to heal that much. When
that's
she
crazy. It'll
licks
take
the
me a
honey
bonus
off
action
of
to
her
do that.
fingers, when she licks the fingers off of her fingers, or the honey off of her fingers, she's just like,
okay, Tepin. Now, back to what I was saying. Yes, but I have people I need to murder. And they're very important. It's very important that I do so. And I'm only telling you of this because I want your help. Because a girl can't do things all alone.
well, that's why I came to you about the map.
Oh, yes. Do you want me to kill your old captain?
Oh no, I don't even think she's realized the map's gone yet.
How long has it
Instead,
been?
I want to beat her to the sea scarab.
Oh, so you want to beat her at her own treasure hunt when she doesn't have a map?
Exactly.
That is so unfair. I love it.
Well, I was unwrongly got kicked off the ship. I was just a cabin girl cleaning the dock or the deck, and next thing I know, I'm being accused of stealing. So what do? Of course, I'm gonna actually steal from her.
Well, Tepin, this is very wonderful. We will decide things sooner rather than later. But till then, I feel we should get back to the group.
Fair enough.
Remember-
We've still got to go talk to the Weasel Mayor next about stopping this woodland creature war.
Yes, and Tepin, if he doesn't submit to rule.
Oh, I think I have my ways.
Yes, but if he doesn't submit to rule, I'll hold him down for you. Remember.
I'm not killing a weasel.
Oh, yes, your weasel thing.
Yeah.
That's okay. I'll take care of him.
I gotta remind you, you're under an extremely high level of geese to ensure that this is done as peacefully as possible.
Yes, I know.
But Skitter didn't.
She just kind of.
No. She's
looks
very
back
well
at the-
aware.
yeah.
She's going to say this regardless.
I thought the queen said to be nice.
I am going to be nice. I'm going to be as nice as they want me to be.
She gives you like the literal same grin as the Grinch gives in that anime cartoon, just like curl. Lots of razor sharp teeth showing. A bit of manic delight in her eyes.
Yes. I'll be kind. I'll be kind.
Was it disappeared?
That was Ozzy.
Oh, Ozzy's
Ozzy
avatar's
PC.
just like dipped. Oh, his PC's died.
Yeah, his
What
computer
the
died.
hell?
Do you want to wait for him to get back?
Well, you get back to the group. Let's just say, well, that was just perfect fucking timing, really, wasn't it? I've just pinged Matt now to see if he wants to pop and play the Weasel Lord again. We didn't actually get to sort of conclude that last week because we just got a bit sidetracked. It's just fine. I don't mind having Matt in there. Matt's a laugh.
Expect me not to follow
An entirely improvised, made up off the spot kind of thing. Yeah, it's fine.
a flamboyant rich person.
Like, don't worry about it. We'll be
Yeah.
fine. Probably.
And the trial and tribulation. Let's just say that Kozak just nipped off for a moment as his PC died. So Xander, you two, as you go and meet up with the rest of the party, you see as this very flamboyant looking sort of person is sort of riding off. Vic is sort of just waves to him as he sort of waves back as he bucks off around the corner. Kozak is just buggering off in a non-specific direction. We'll, have him tell us. Oh, he's back. You're back, Oz. Never mind. Forget that. You just see, you see Kozak and Xander just leap off a cart with a flamboyant bloke on there. They say their goodbyes and he just buggers off around the corner just as you get to them. That's the whole party together. Awesome.
Also, Matthew sent you your thing.
Matthew is
He is
in
in.
chat. Hello.
Hello, I was
Alright.
summoned to engage in weasel antics.
Yeah, we may have some
Yes,
weasel antics.
yes, we are. Oh, great and mighty Weasel Lord.
Weeztix. Hey, Weasel Lord. Get me convinced Tepin to become a serial killer, please.
So, which case then fast
No.
forward that because you actually spoke to the Weasel Lord after getting off the cart. So no. You see Xander and Kozak speaking to the Weasel Lord.
Hey guys! Oh, my liege. Hello again.
It's your new patron.
Yes.
Yeah. And since we were talking about like magic pyramid schemes and economics,
Yeah.
as soon as we see Tepin, just sudden silence about the topic.
No, this is another happy customer.
Don't worry. I know what he likes to do. Xander's great at math, isn't he? Weasel Lord.
Matthew, you are highly out of focus.
Yes, there is a blur effect. It's supposed to be out of focus.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
It's so you can't read all the fabulous things behind me.
I see. It's mystery.
So you can't see his collection of dodgy anime.
Yes, there's some really bad titles back there.
Like Death Note Season 2.
Oh no, even worse than that. Like absolute trash.
Ah, yes. I could
The
name
lowest
couple.
tier romance anime.
Oh. So, are you talking about the? I believe it's how My Little Sister Can't Be This Cute.
Oh,
Ooh.
Oh,
Maybe a little higher tier.
Yeah, a little higher tier
A
than that
little
one.
higher tier?
Jesus fucking Christ.
You didn't need to go all the way down to hell and then keep digging down to the second deeper level of hell.
I mean, hey, look. You asked for something that you'd be embarrassed to have on your shelf.
Regular hell was fine.
Regular hell is fine. No. The level below that anime is
Oh yeah.
Iramanga Sensei. Iramanga
Oh,
Sensei is
God,
the level
yeah.
below
Yeah.
that. That is the true hell.
I think we're better off with Shad not confessing to the level of disgustingness you know about.
Anyways.
Oh no, I only know. I have not actually seen. I have not even watched them. I've
I
heard
have.
of them.
I have though.
A friend told you, huh?
Hmm.
Sorry, you walked straight into that one. That was the most low hanging fruit. I couldn't not snatch that en passant. So anyway, dirty, deprived, naughty, bonk, fucking anime aside, yes, the whole party and the Weasel Lord are now all together, back in game. Remember, we're playing D&D.
Yep.
Weasel
yes.
Lord, how's your wife?
Which one? There are a few.
How many are there?
There are 7. Only 2 of them are dead.
Are you asking for Teppan to be your wife?
Wait,
No.
what?
Good.
No.
Back off
I'm
for
not
the
getting
weed
married
mine.
again, except for extremely elaborate tax schemes.
Good.
I mean, we're always up for a good tax scheme.
You're
No.
tax exempt for the next 5 years. You know that.
I know.
Oh my god, does that actually mean that we cannot scheme in taxes anymore? That is not even a gift now. It's just
No, you can do. You
deprivation
just do.
of joy.
You just do regular scheming. Then you don't have to. You're not compelled to do the tax scheming afterwards. It doesn't mean you can't tax scheme anymore, because you could still tax scheme on the behalf of someone else. Like get some reward out of their taxes, for instance.
Yeah, but
Apparently,
I'm saying that
Obi-Wan knows some
incorrectly.
great ways of avoiding tax using the sort of honey trade.
You know, I have an idea. We could act as tax consultants for people, give them terrible tax advice, and then sell the information to the devils about what happened, so that way we make a profit off of both people.
True.
I think that is highly illegal, but I like it.
Isn't our existence like illegal at this point?
I'm pretty sure, yes.
I'm not sure what is
Let me
fucking
check
legal on
that.
this campaign.
Do you guys have licenses to exist on this plane?
I
I
mean,
think I do.
my main goal is to find the
Well, at
blue
least
sea-
3 of you do.
Yeah. My dream is
so-
to find the
yeah,
blue
c-
sea scarab, beat my captain to the treasure, and take her boat from her.
And my dream is
Kozak
to
starts
have your
sweating
captain-
when the Weasel Lord says if we have, rights to be here.
Yeah. Like I said, at least 3 of you have the right to exist on this plane. It's probably fine.
Yeah, actually Xander looks a bit awkward as well at that point.
I have a question.
Yes.
Are we going to discuss the thing that we came here to discuss, Teppan?
Right. We need to go talk to the Weasel Mayor next to try and get him to agree to be ruled by the bees.
Weasel Lord, won't you give us your blessing to talk to the mayor of Weaseltown to get him to conform to the social norms of the bees?
I'm kind of like a hands-off sort of guy, You can
Well,
talk to
that's
the
why
mayor.
I'd be there.
But the best part is, Weasel Lord, all we need is your glowing endorsement that Obi-Wan Kenobi, the Queen of the Bees, aka the advisor of the bees once this is all put into place, is the better ruler for this city. If you give us that, then I'm sure Teppan would love to give you a bit of coin to help with that marriage settlement.
I don't
Oh, that
need
was-
coin.
Oh no, that was part of the pact Skitter, was the pact I made with the Weasel Lord helped get him the compensation for his last divorced wife.
You think I pay for things with such paltry things as coin? As
Nope,
I
you use
literally
our
just
Weasley
as I literally just summon like a rainbow of coins between two hands, just going
Oh my god,
worthless,
oh my god,
pointless
listen.
trinklets.
People listen, I have the best idea. Okay. We take people's coins and instead give them paper with the write that this is worth 10 coins. We get 10 gold for a single piece of paper.
No.
Are you trying to
That's a
invent
good
central
idea.
banking?
Maybe.
No, I like it. It's great. We get to keep all the gold then, and everyone has to trade around with paper.
Yes, and they would be incentivized because we tell them that if their coin is in their hands, it can be stolen. But we will protect it.
We could just steal the paper?
Well, that
that's
is
the
that is
thing.
their fault, but it is easier to look after a piece of paper than it is for a huge coin purse, isn't it?
Exactly. You see, Xander has great ideas, Weasel Lord. You should listen to him.
No, it seems like he's getting fed meta ideas from another dimension. I've been to that one. It's really boring. We don't even have magic for day-to-day users. It's like, what?
You know, here,
Awful.
allow me to put forward a new plan. Me and Tepin will get you a new soul to bind a pact to you if you give us your glowing endorsements right now.
Soul first.
I'd say.
You can't scam a scam artist, kids.
Well, no. Just
You
hear me
can
out.
do. You know Tepin's loyal.
Yes, that's why I think the first order after all of this debacle is done is we dub a new holiday and call it the Festival of the Weasel.
I think the squirrels might object to that.
Fine, the Festival of the Forest.
That's better. Branding, Weasel Lord, branding.
Sorry. Wouldn't that include the evil wasps as well? So just say Festival of the Critter.
Wasps are not evil, Xander.
I get that, but they attack the wizards and everyone in the village. Therefore, it
There
would
was
not
only
be so
one.
incentivized.
No, that was just the mad one.
Oh,
It's
sorry,
the
my
right
bad.
one.
I thought it was like another conflict.
No, the wasp, the wasps are just kind of doing what, not so much what hornets, but hornets are a type of wasp. I think.
I mean,
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure. But yeah, they
Wasps
just
and
do
hornets-
hornets are just doing as
difference
hornets are
between-
doing and trying to take over bees' nests. That's what they do. That's nature.
Evil and just assholes. There is a
But yes,
difference.
we will
That is fair
erect
enough.
a holiday in your honor, oh great Weasel Lord, and we will call it Forest Day, where woodland creatures of all sorts come to the town for a festival of sweets,
What
dancing.
about non-woodland creatures? Are they allowed in?
For a fee.
But isn't that something called the racism?
I mean, I'm not a woodland creature.
This, for example, you wouldn't be able to then go in without the pay.
Weasel Lord, question. Could I borrow one of your contracts for but a moment?
No!
That seems very sketchy.
This is a dedicated soul contract that allows me to, like, imbue arcane power and then generate an arcane battery out of your very being. I'm not gonna let you rewrite this into some kind of nonsense contract that lets you generate power.
Why would... No. What? Why would a magical contract be so easy to rewrite? Did you
Well-
not use pen? Did you use pencil?
Well, technically, you have to use
Or-
arcane charcoals. It's this whole thing, and this is like the subcommittee, and like it doesn't matter. It's just Mechanus makes the rules. It's not my fault.
Here.
She's going to reach up and just grab the Weasel Lord by like the hem of his bathrobe and just like start pulling him along.
Careful!
No. If they try that, Weasel Lord is a being of infinite theoretical fey power. You are being picked up by the Weasel Lord.
Okay, fair enough.
And the Weasel Lord is gonna grow like 20 feet tall.
Oh boy.
Did you forget? Did you forget that he was a Fey Lord?
No. This is just her. She looks at him.
Well, you go do that, Skinner. I'm gonna go talk with the mayor now.
Have fun storming the castle.
As you please, my lord.
And she will head off to the Weasel Mayor's house.
Okay, I'm gonna hold Skinner by the tail. Just go.
The Weasel Lord is there's no Weasel Mayor. The current mayor, or rather, the person in charge, is a squirrel, which is the commandant.
Yeah, we've already talked to him.
The Weasel
Right, yeah, we
Lord,
talked to him,
the
so-
Weasel Lord is the person who is like the head figure of the weasels. You're literally speaking to him. The person you got to bring to the beehive, you are talking to him, and you've been speaking to him for the last 2 sessions.
Right.
Yeah, we're trying.
Hey, I have bubbles for brain.
Bubbles for brains. I love
I'm
that.
trying to get him to help, but he's so...
Excuse me, Mr. Weasel, sir.
1 moment. Are you going to behave?
I'm trying to get you to come with me to present your contract to a willing,
Her eyes shift a little bit.
willing.
Again,
customer.
we've already been through this. You can't scam a scammer. Are you going
I'm
to
not
behave?
I'm not trying to scam you. I'm trying to get you a new soul. Swears.
In the
You're
midst
so
of a face
powerful, you
bomb,
can tell I'm
and
lying, right?
Very well, little creature. You'll get me 1 soul before the day is done, or I will take yours.
That's the plan. That's why I need your contract to get them to sign the damn
Oh no,
thing.
no! I'll take the contract wherever it needs signing. I'll take
Okay,
it down.
fine. Okay, fine. I'm going to go now.
Taffy,
Yeah.
I would like to use stealth and find a child. A child that is isolated from the rest of the township. I'd imagine there are a couple outliers.
Oh, why you going after you? Right. Okay. So
Get them all, they're young, Taffy.
just a sort of like, actually, do you know what? This could be interesting because very often, right? It's that the one kid, when you have a bunch of kids all playing together, you have another kid that's in the completely other end of town that's just digging a hole by itself, or just sat in a puddle, right? Exactly. It's normally a kid that is that has had to grow up pretty quickly. Remember I was mentioning earlier about those real problems? That's a kid with one, right?
Yeah.
It's currently living with one and is trying to sort of compute it. You go after one of those and you're giving them fey powers. Yes, absolutely. Yes, you can create a BBEG. Yeah.
All right. So yeah. What she's going to do? She's going to find a kid that's an
So
outcast.
I'm gonna need. I'm guessing your stealth is already ridiculous and through the roof. So instead, give me
my stealth is 9. It's a +9.
Yeah, or through the roof. So instead, give me a perception check. I'm gonna say you're into the shadows, no problem. Give me a perception.
My perception's a 19 at base with passive.
It is.
My
Oh
passive
right.
is 19.
So we are like, despite being a ranger, you are proper rogue. That's, by the way, kids. That's the way to, and I'm like, that's the most fundamental baseline how to make a decent rogue. You grab your first 2 expertise, one in perception, the other one in stealth. Be very good at seeing things and very good at not being seen. You're a scout. That's what it is.
Yep.
I played alongside somebody who mains rogues as well as I main brutes. In a campaign, we were all playing our main characters. The bard was ridiculous. I'll have to tell you guys about the Curse of Strahd campaign I played in the Hearth. Was it the Hearth who was playing it? No. In the Adventurers... Not the Adventurers League. That's the official D&D one. Anyway, I'll have to tell you about that campaign before. It was... we made... Strahd was our bitch. It was ridiculous. We were so overpowered.
So yes, the outlier. I'm trying to find it.
So yeah, the outlier. Yeah, you could totally find one. You see some kid that is sort of, just playing with some stones and only seems like half engrossed in what they're doing. Mind is somewhere else.
Right,
Sat on the edge of a puddle, just feet in it, dirty as all hell.
Let me read a spell real quick.
Oh God, how close are we to that?
Okay then. So she is going to. She's going to. Okay, so this kid is going to kind of be digging his hole, and he's going to hear the chittering of insects begin to rise around him in this cacophony of sorts.
Oh, that music timed perfectly. Sorry, carry on.
And as he kind of looks, and I'm gonna say it's girl, and as she kind of like looks up around, from along beside her, forming out of this, kind of slightly misty shape of mosquitoes and other moths and insects, steps Skitter, and she slithers out of this misty form, kind of looking down at this child like,
Hello. I have a question. Are you feeling disenfranchised and powerless?
He looks up. I said he. I've been saying he the whole time. This is just skit. This is just. I'm going to stick with he on this one. Because I started with he. He's gonna look it up with slightly vacant eyes, as though lost in it sort of lost within the confines of its own mind.
Speaking of which, squirrel or weasel, or different race.
Let's give it odds is squirrel, evens is weasel. Is squirrel.
Alright.
Tell me, do the other kids not like playing with you too much?
She seems to she seems to discorporeate and shift back into that swirling mass of insects that buzz and slither around him before reforming on the other side of him with a hand on his shoulder.
Would you like to hear how you can get back at them? Grins.
So
How you can make your own destiny.
She says, slithering to his other side.
So, as this sort of been happening, the vacant look starts to sort of like, it's almost as though like a hollow sort of fear. Suddenly a sort of an awareness sort of snaps to the face, and the kid looks at you with, all I can say is old eyes. Oh right, well they're Russian, aren't they? Squeaky Russian.
Russian.
Who are you?
Who am I? My child, I'm merely an emissary of someone far greater. Although looks can be quite deceiving for both me and him. However, considering how you look so disenfranchised with everything, I can't help but imagine what changes you could make if you were given but a bit of chance, opportunity, power even.
What kind of power?
Well, the power that the Weasel Lord can grant, dearest. Power of a warlock, power immemorial. I I've seen quite a bit of it myself.
I want to go home. Shut up, you.
Sorry,
I'm
what?
speaking now.
Sorry, what?
Yeah, you heard right. You hear the kid speaking to himself.
Oh. She looks
Split
at him.
personality disorder.
She looks at him and she blinks once and just goes, okay, better for me.
Yes, well, I'm sure your compatriot within your head. I'm sure your compatriot, she taps his temple, will be appreciative of a bit more power in your hands. Someone to protect them. Or perhaps to rain vengeance down upon those that have hurt you. Wouldn't it feel just glorious?
Where do I sign?
Oh, Weasel Lord, we have a signer.
Does the Weasel Lord appear?
Yes, I step out from behind a tree. I just wander over. And I look at the tiny squirrel and go, oh, hey, Gary.
Oh, hey, Gary.
Okay.
To give full name, it's a squirrel, it's karaoke.
Gary Oak. All right.
Wow.
Opa.
Does Gary Oak sign?
Oh yeah.
Okay, sweet. As he signs, she's going to say to him,
Good, good. Now remember, people are those who hurt you. The wild and the insects are not. Never trespass in the forest without a plan to pay fealty to it.
I bog Skitter on the head. They're a
She's going to-
squirrel, of course they're allowed in the forest. Anyway.
Yes.
Open the cloak, pull out this giant great sword and go, here you go, kid, have a magic sword on me. Now, if it
Yeah,
whispers
explain.
anything to you, probably follow their advice. It'll probably be fun or something.
Just I want
Is this
to
a
imagine,
is this a pack weapon?
Yes, it's a packed weapon.
Cool.
I want to imagine that you just handed Gary Oak Black Razor just out of nowhere. You just handed him Black Razor. It's legitimately Black Razor. Which is a sentient weapon that does have an evil personality.
No, this is the weasel version of Black Razor. It's specifically got
Weasel Razor.
it's got a bit of my soul in it. Whispering
I'm sure you'll be just
weaselly
fine, kid.
nothings.
Drink. Still, I'd imagine Gary Oak begins to just teeter off with his magic sword, probably going to murder a couple people, but don't worry about him.
It's the medieval version of a school shooting.
Jesus. Before he does leave, Skitter will kind
Great
of like.
sword is like twice the size of the kid, and the kid's like dragging it along the floor.
But
like it's-
before he does leave, Skitter will.
Windermere style.
Before he does leave, Skitter's going to, just to ensure that she's not to blame, that she's not blamed for any of this shit that happens. She's going to put her hands on his shoulders and say,
Remember, Gary Oak, revenge is always best served cold when they aren't anticipating it.
Again, slapping Skinner. No. That's terrible advice. Never be in a situation where you have to get revenge in the first place. Kill them first.
Stop giving me conflicting advice. Stop giving conflicting advice to the new big bad evil guy.
It's not my fault your advice is bad.
My advice is good though.
It's terrible. Why would you ever want to be in a situation where you need to get revenge?
Why would you ever take powers from a? Well, why would you ever take powers from a deadbeat dad when you aren't in a situation where you want to get revenge?
Deadbeat dad, I'm a deadbeat ex-husband.
So, I mean, this little kid squirrel's holding this sort of sword, looking back and forth. His face just keeps flashing between just absolute terrified and just stoic determination.
Hopefully stoic determination to get revenge later when Skitter has presumably left the city for a couple days. She's just going to say, fine, well, I don't have to listen to this, and she's just going to discorporate into mosquitoes, just and just float away.
Go off.
That's gaseous form, by the way.
I'm just gonna pull out a business card, give it to the kid, and leave.
Wait, Matthew, what do you mean show off? Can't you just like walk off screen and teleport somewhere?
Well, technically,
Like,
yes.
Just
But
walk out
that's
of
the
bounds.
joke. That's the joke. That's the joke, is that the Phaelord says show off and then just walks away normally.
Walks out of line of the camera. He's just
Yeah,
gone.
This is the thing, as soon as I'm out of sight, I just vanish.
Imagine being a payload with teleportation at will and you just walk to the other place out of spite.
It's not spite. Sometimes you just want to enjoy the scenery. See the little people. Give
Oh,
random
no.
passers-by ancient magical cursed items, you know?
The best part is you're a Phaelord.
Just
You have
another
access to
Tuesday.
you have access to teleportation. The thing is, you always tell people, "Oh yeah, sure, I'll do that when I get there," and then you just walk. Takes you forever to get anywhere, but when you do get there, something happens. The party passes you 4 times on the way there and back between 2 cities as you're walking from point A to point B.
I just become a traveling merchant.
Traveling Phaelord.
Still,
Bomba Weasel.
But yes,
How long did it take
I'm
for me to
supposed
get
to be
that?
going to visit the Queen, so I'm gonna go visit the Queen.
Okay, he's
Yes.
going to knob off as well then.
Good. We're going to leave this kid behind, and nothing bad will ever happen. I assure you. I swear.
While this was all happening, can I just like mage hand away a coin purse from some standby?
You mean
Uh,
bystander?
Yes, thank you.
A Millicent bystander.
Okay, coin swipe, yeah, just give you a sleight of hand check. And, sorry, and a D100.
Yep. Should have loaded my character sheet by now. Just a second. Yeah, sleight of hand. That's a low roll. Why am I low rolling? Stop it. And that's a D100.
Oh, it's alright, I rolled a 2 on the dice. Yeah, you got somebody with a bit of coin on them. Let's see. You guys are like level 9 on you, but this is still a starter village. So, let's get some of that on the go. 4 gold pieces. In change.
I mean, it's a couple of beers, so
It's more than a couple of beers. It's,
It's
that's
yeah,
like 4 weeks. That's like a month's wages.
Oh,
true.
It's the trouble is you start to level up in D&D and you just get like thousands of gold pieces. You lose just complete track of what money's worth.
Yeah.
Like a gold piece is like a month's wage. A skilled, like, you know, skilled wage.
I think it funny. I'm pretty sure
Never understood
Victor's. I'm pretty sure Victor's grip on the economy is still broken from his time in my old West March Skyships and Magic, where everything was gold, and Like you were being paid gobs of money, like thousands of gold per mission, even at level 1 to 5.
I still have PTSD from your fucked up cursed
Do
item.
you remember when we used to partner with Westmarch servers, which just didn't help us one bit at all, even a bit. And we had that one place that was sold as a living world. I was going through my some old sort of conversations with people, and I just remember the sort of interaction I had with them when they didn't realize they were dealing with a corporate salesman. When I basically had this blacksmith run a barrel for like 30% of his business, and they had to pause it and discuss it. They're like, "Oh, you're not allowed to own businesses." Like, what do you mean I'm not allowed to own businesses? Oh, we can't have you have a passive income. And I was like, at 30% of, like, you're talking like 6 copper, right, per day. Yeah, we can't have a passive income. This person who's been playing in the server for like 6 months has like millions of gold. Like, how many like lifetimes of a fucking son would I need to, would I need to fucking play, or not play in order to accumulate the same amount of wealth through a passive income? And besides the point, if you can't influence the world, take on businesses and things like that, it's not a living world. So the other point for you running West March is, living worlds always end up completely out of your control. The reason being is because if it's a living world, people can interact with it, influence it, they can change it and shape it to their will, just through RP interactions. You don't have creative control over your world. And there's something that this guy didn't realize. And I was just speaking to people there, and a lot of people still pouring out of it. But apparently they did get it fixed when he joined the Alliance, because Optimistical, who runs the Alliance, obviously he's gone through a lot of, helped out quite a lot of servers and a lot of West Marches, did have to sit down and say, look, it's either living world or it's not, pick one. Because at the moment you're false advertising, and this is why people are coming in and they fuck it off straight back out again.
Yeah. For context, Shad was referring to the old Westmarch Ships and Magic. How much was the passive income of Achilles, my main character, back there? I think at the end, my character had a monopoly of sugar over the entire world, and was earning like 5,000 gold per week.
Yeah. Well, the Crystals and Magic, Crystals and Monsters. Was it Crystals and Monsters? Which is the West March we had on there. Well, that was a living world. Myself and we had took over the banking system. All the currency was our currency made by our banks.
Yeah.
Just to stop clipping. Yeah. So we invented banknotes. So we hoarded all the gold. So kings and lords and stuff all across the land were just pouring gold into our vaults, which were held in invisible fortresses in the sky that were sort of like quantum locked in such a way they will never stay in the same spot twice. And booby trapped to fuck. Like, we went overboard, baby. We owned all of the orphanages. And we were apt to do tests in orphanages that either they would have to be like mega geniuses or arcane in tune in order to basically score anything on these aptitude tests. So we were just pulling talent from orphans and putting them through the academy. So we were developing some of the most powerful weapons in the entire game. So
yes, interesting. Anyway,
living worlds get out of hand, man. I wouldn't recommend for anyone.
So yeah, I believe Tepin and Xander and probably Kozak are going to see a large swarm of insects approaching them. Just a little cloud of insects.
Peter is feeling self-conscious again and hiding behind the insects.
Yep.
Probably.
Seems that way.
And as they float down from the sky, they reform into her, plopping her down the last 5 feet.
Are you feeling self-conscious again, Skitter?
No, I was simply going with a bit more panache. As they all say, the difference between a villain and a supervillain is presentation.
Listen. Hiding behind your bugs is not panache, it's just edgy.
She she holds up her fist. You hear a little shink as she extends a finger with a claw on it. She rotates her hand around and pokes you.
Get her.
Yes.
She quickly just leans in and kisses their cheek and runs off towards the hive.
Hold on. I'm gonna roll a wisdom save for this. Oh no.
Sorry, but just. I'm sorry, what just happened?
You
I don't know. Context.
You see Skitter go and hand clutched to chest, passed out, gone.
Tapin, did you somehow
circle for eyes?
Tapin, did you somehow poison Skitter?
No, it was just a kiss.
No, this is obviously a highly, potent poison that's been administered.
Oh no,
Minor
Skitter just
twitches.
doesn't like affection.
Same.
Alright.
Hey, Skitter, if you hurry up, I'll make you some royal honey milk.
Well, first of all, you have to roll a medicine check. I'm gonna ask for a medicine check on this.
I think it is better to keep Skitter unconscious for now. She's very
But we don't have
agitated.
a tuba to shove her in anymore. Speaking of which,
Don't-
where did tinnitus go?
I think we we drank back at the tavern, and he tried to fill the entire tuba with booze and then chuck out of it. It was a dare. It was great fun.
So he's dead?
But
That is
No.
a very interesting conclusion to jump to Tapin.
no, he's not dead.
Okay.
He's fine. He's out for the moment.
Tapin, tell me,
Oh,
please,
good roll.
please,
She
Tapin,
is
tell me,
unconscious.
why is it every time that someone passes out in a drinking game, you assume they are dead?
It happened a lot on the ship.
Fair. Okay.
Could I cast command? Could I cast command on Skitter and just say up?
Try it. There's no reason why you couldn't.
Sure, why not? Kozak's voice sort of like booms and like reverberates. He says up to,
Well,
to
I get a
Skitter.
wisdom save against it.
Yeah.
Oh, that doesn't
I
beat
think
your spell
I think
save,
14's a
does it?
fail. My DC's 15. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Just back up.
That's how powerful my voice is.
It is as if someone. It's as if someone recorded her falling down flat and then reversed the recording to have her go back up. as she just leans back up.
I'm okay. I'm alive again. Where are we going?
I cost half
You
of all my
good
spell
there?
slots.
I'll be fine. Probably. I don't know. Why are feelings so strange?
I don't know. Why can't you handle them?
Alright, let's get going.
Pressure.
Hey, we have to go talk to the ambassador of the bees.
Yep.
Say that
Politics.
Pitter patter, pitter patter, pitter patter.
Tepin's already like halfway there.
Kozak will purposefully go as slow as he can.
I have to be honest, I kind of agree with Kozak on this. So political scheme sounds very promising, but by this point it is getting rather boring.
Well, we're almost done.
Like you can't even pull out a good con on these guys because
I can't even
they're
tell
gonna
what's
be
going on half the time.
yeah they're gonna be like oh call the guards, and then the guards come and take you away for no reason because they said so. It's not even fun.
Are they all from India?
Speaking of Tepin, very minor aside, she is ever so slightly faster than you.
5 foot difference.
Not anymore. Misty step. 30 feet.
Do not waste your magical potentials on just running around.
Why not? It's not as if like anything of a consequence happens.
Oh yeah. How about I use conjure animals and nah, I'm messing. Okay, we're moving on. I'll summon mounts.
I'd like to cast a wish, and my wish is to get an ice cream sandwich.
But you can get infinite cosmic power. Yeah, but I want an ice cream sandwich.
You could fabricate that. No. All right.
Where are you
so
guys
we're
traveling
at the
to?
hive.
You're heading towards the hive, yeah?
Yeah, we're heading toward the hive.
Okay.
We're gonna wrap this shit up.
Right then. Let's because we're way past the halfway mark. Let's call break here back at 5-2. So a quick snack grab, toilet break, and all that bollocks.
All right.
Or you can do the
I'm
good
just
thing
getting
and keep
my,
riding on Star Wars.
Still keep what on Star Wars?
I'm
Keep
just getting the familiar sheets.
Keep writing stuff for Star Wars.
I really hope.
Because
that-
now I'm in the rhythm, baby.
I really hope that people enjoyed my little, my reaction to that. That was great.
Oh man,
I mean,
this.
you,
Should have said rise instead. Instead of fucking up. But again, it's Cossacks, very blunt. Up,
Fair enough.
down, stop.
Command die.
Defecate.
That I have to wonder if you use that on someone who's old enough with like heart problems, would they just suddenly have a heart attack? And just,
No, because that's not something that they are actually doing. But hear me out. Hear me out. Suggestion says that you cannot suggest something that's like opposing to someone's nature. Does that mean that you can force someone
it
to
doesn't
kill
say
themselves who have
you-
depression?
No, you can't. It specifies in the suggestion spell that it has to be a reasonable course of action.
okay, cool.
And it
Yeah, but
can't
if they
be-
have depression, that might be a reasonable action
it
for them.
It specifies that you can't do
Can't be
that.
hostile.
Yeah,
So if it would
that's a hostile
if it would
action.
obviously result in them taking any amount of damage, you can't do it.
Asking the creature to stab itself, throw itself onto its spear, immolate itself, or do some other obviously harmful act ends the spell.
Game
So, yeah.
balance.
All right,
Alright,
I have the weasel sheet situated.
You have your weasel shit situated,
Sheet.
but
I
that's what you said.
said sheet.
No, you don't get. I was making a joke.
No,
there.
I do.
Okay.
It's just you've got to remember when I don't feel good, I don't take shit lightly.
Yes, it's important to take shit heavily.
But where are you making invisible comments from? You're just not there.
It's called a wireless headset. It's the latest in technology.
No.
Hey,
It
can
means
do
I
that
can talk
too.
to you while in my kitchen or bathroom.
Shad, you like Jack Black, right?
Mostly the
Yeah.
bathroom.
What about him?
Here you go. I found this on YouTube. It's great.
Oh yeah. I actually here I have one that's better. Give me just a second.
But this one's funny.
No. I have one that's better. Give me just a second.
Who's attacking? Also, where's the timestamps on that? Why have I got to look at timestamp? Oh, for God's sake, it should be.
Meaty Weasel.
What do you mean?
Hi, Billy Weasel here.
Hi, Billy Weasel here.
Trying to sell you
what?
this brand new product.
Hey, real quick. Lotus, have you ever played Monster Hunter?
Yeah.
Then you'll get why this is funnier.
True hunting horn.
Yep. Don't leave the area yet.
There you go. So, I'll take a moment to talk about the Star Wars West March, which is a thing that's going to be coming relatively soon. So I'm having some sort of ideas of how that's going to be managed, which I think may end up changing how the party gains sort of points and how they're able to interact within the set time slot. So one of the things I'm sort of thinking is like having sort of like almost like not 3 tiers, but 3 different roles within this sort of match. So, you know, name, subject to change. I'm more or less labeling them as functions. We'd have member, which is obviously member, GM, which should be relatively obvious. But you have Star Wars experts then, which sort of formulate like a council. So the idea is that when so you'd have to get a character up to a certain level, and that character then can become a handler, right? Not just an agent, but a handler. Doesn't mean they stop being an agent, but they can also be a handler as well, which they could post a question, right? And that question could be something like, you know, what would have happened? This is the classic one. There's so many videos trying to answer this question. What would have happened if Anakin Skywalker was discovered by the Jedi when he was a baby? Perfectly reasonable question, right? You've turned to the dark side and all that sort of stuff. So they ask the question, then they have to assemble a team in order to make that change. And then that gets submitted then, once the mission is complete, that gets submitted then to the council, as in what change had happened, right? So in the case of, you know, Anakin would think so they've, you know, what happened is that they've influenced a course of action to cause a Jedi Master to happen upon, you know, his place. So that was the change that they made when he was, you know, still in the crib. And then list off the footprint as well, right? So minimizing the footprint to try and give us you know, the smallest amount of, you know, the best amount of control of that experiment. You know, you got to sort of isolate a change. So that's why keeping the footprint down is really, really important. So that gets submitted over to the council. The council, just basically within a sort of chat of Discord, will sort of mull it over and come up and theorize what would potentially be the sort of outcome. Obviously, it's only going to be a tabletop arcade interpretation, or that group of people's interpretation of you know, of how the Force sort of reacts to that change. If it tries to compensate and keep things back on course, or, you know, in what sort of means does it keep things back on course? But then eventually, you'll have an answer come out. This is what's happened with that timeline since you made that change, and then everything returns back to normal. So it's just an anomaly that gets corrected, or whatever, right? Or maybe just loops multiverse, or however. But that's the kind of thing, is sort of like leave that steeped in mystery, because it's far more fun when you have that level of mysticism there. But I think that could be kind of cool. So, you know, the idea is exactly as the West March has been sold. It's, you know, it's for people to want to learn a little bit more, you know, about deeper understanding of Star Wars lore. So people who are interested in the sort of expanded universe and things like that. So, you know, somebody who's just sat there and watched like binge watched the entirety of, Star Wars Rebels for the 5th time on the bounce, and goes, I want to play around with this storyline. What would have happened if this? And then you pose the question and then assemble a team, and then you run that as a campaign. They make the change, you send it over to the council, and then you get some answer as to how that affects the timeline. I don't know. I think that's going to be kind of cool, and that's basically the premise of the West March. So it allows us to play all like 40,000 year plus of the expanded universe.
I am back.
But that's been streamed. So the prototype effectively campaign has been streamed tomorrow, so Sundays. Currently on episode 3 at the moment. Golden opportunity for a bunch of information completely missed by the party in a multitude of situations there. But I got to try and get this party to the point where they start to think more like an agent and less like a D&D character. What do we have? 5-2 now. We're just waiting on Vic to return.
Yeah, someone just came by and had to sell me a Christmas calendar. I couldn't say no when she had 2 kids with her. Oh yeah, sure, I'll buy one.
Nice.
It's alright.
So you say, let me just get my wallet, close the door, and never come back.
No. I had some change in my pocket. And I'm like, how much is it? It's like, oh, it's 20 crowns. Oh, 20? Oh, I'll buy 2 then. I don't know, man. Who the fuck uses like physical money nowadays?
I'm back.
You accept card.
Oh my god.
Do you accept card?
Sorry.
I mean, there's a lot of homeless people that have got on the top of that game. Sorry, I've only got card on me. Oh, no problem. Pulls out a fucking a card machine, like.
Like, what
Yeah,
the
like,
fuck? Dude,
Yeah,
you are committed.
it's
Yeah,
legit.
if he pulls that shit out, on me, I'll gladly pay him with the fucking card.
Yeah.
but like
He caught me
pay
slipping,
with,
so.
people who pay with cash as, oh my fucking god. Lately I had a situation where I had literally one item on the supermarket line, and the guy with the full fucking basket didn't let me pass, let me go in front, and like, then he pays. Okay, contest Hungarian money is really shit. So he starts to pay for what is 2,500 forints in metal coins. The highest value was 100. And here I am with a single item, wanting to swipe my card and get done with it.
This I'm totally for the self-checkout, man. Like, a lot of people got things like self-checkout, like, fuck that, right? It's like, oh, well, it keeps people in jobs and things like that. It's like, dude, those, you can't fight automation. It's happening, right? There's just too much bloody money to be saved in it. Second of all, if you're gonna do shit like, that, that's why I'm walking straight past you and going to the self-checkout. I'm gonna go beep, beep, bye.
Also, it doesn't steal jobs, it transforms jobs to be other jobs. But it creates new jobs as well. But anyways, this is the most messed up shit. The store right next to my building has self-checkout. I think in 6 months I've seen it be operational twice. They just barricade it away and usher people to go to the other line because
it's just
I don't know
that's absolutely ridiculous. It's probably just like
it's
the store
even powered.
Yeah, it's probably the store manager is some fucking social political ideology around it, sort of, as you say about jobs, and not realizing it's transforms jobs. However, there is something to be said about that. As far as, like, yes, transforming jobs. However, it does mean that the jobs now require a higher base IQ, which is starting to become a bit of a problem. It's like there's almost no jobs these days for people with an IQ of under 80, which encompasses quite a surprisingly large portion of the population. They literally they cannot do a job. Even, like, basic McDonald's jobs now in retail, it just takes too long for them to figure out the kiosk.
But on the other hand, the more machinery there is, the more assembly type factory jobs there are.
Yeah, but the thing is, the automation means that those base assembly jobs, anything, this is the problem, see, right? At this point in time, anything, or almost anything that somebody with an IQ under 80 can do, you can make a machine to do it. And yes, the initial cost is going to be heckin' expensive, but if that job is going to sustain for a few years, that machine will easily pay for itself.
But also, that's just the natural progress and selection, so to say, of how time passes, because if you compare this to like 200 years ago, the same situation was applicable there, and we just got passed through it, and the average IQ was raised, and again back towards the Stone Ages or whatever.
Yeah, but it's not. I'm talking about this like there are literal neurological limitations of it. That's the old sort of right wing. That's one of the right wing follies, which anybody could be trained to do anything. That's not true. That's just fundamentally not true. There's certain things that people just cannot do. They can't. Yeah, sorry, Jesus Christ. We've got a big line up here from, oh boy, talking about self-checkout. For about a year, the store next to my uni had self-checkout. It was fully operational, but there was only about 0.1 second delay between item scans. So 9 out of 10 times at least one item you were buying got scanned twice. And you needed to get an actual cashier to fix it because you can't cancel that after scanning an item without paying. Yeah,
that's the other thing. Maintenance is a new job that was created, and that's a low IQ job doing those kind of things. A low IQ, by that I mean as much as a cashier, which self checkout replaces.
I think you're massively overestimating what somebody of an IQ of 80 can do.
I don't know.
Yeah, seriously, it's like there's a surprising amount of people out there that just really are that dumb. You generally don't
this
meet.
is kind of a
Going off
podcast
topic a bit. Generally, you're not going to meet them in a Discord channel because that involves certain levels of operation. Or we did have one in here. Remember Game Master? Can you imagine him performing maintenance on a kiosk?
I had barely any
No.
interaction
No,
with
not
him.
a fucking chance in hell. You wouldn't be able to teach him to operate a thing. If you ever, when he ever done a screen share, have you seen a state in his fucking Discord? Like, where is that channel? The one he was just in. It's like the one above this one. It doesn't know what channel he's in. It's not his fault. It's just he's born. It's something he's born with. It's just his limitations, right? We're lucky. We're quite smart. We're not going to have this problem for a while. However, there are a lot of white collar jobs that are starting to get replaced through automation now as well, and it's going to keep going. This is one of the that's when it's going to get fully into politics. What's the solution for it, and what is the incentive for people who have the power to introduce that solution for them to do so? What's going to stop just the daylight's just starving to death?
I guess, yeah. I guess I have a different perspective because I
Hungary's
actually work
very
as no, that's not the point. Like, I mean, because I work at service desk, right? So
Fair enough.
I have a look at how much the automatization keeps messing up every single day so severely that it has to be solved by humans.
Yeah, which is a technical goal. Anyway, so yes, back to gaming stuff. So you guys were about to you guys head into the hive. So you guys are at the hive. There you see a very sort of slightly miffed looking squirrel. Like, fuck time do you call this? But he's a politician, so he's got a very good poker face. So those of you with decent insight will pick up on that. Those of you without, you're looking pretty placid. The Weasel Lord is there, which is going to be played by our illustrious Matt. And you are slightly outside of frame at the moment, I think, because you're sort of rolled back.
Like a +3 physical occur.
Yeah, it's the distance you are from it. As you come away from the camera, you might go much lower down. Just get the top of your head. So, do I engage? Yes. So we got Obi-Wan. Hello there. That's my best Obi-Wan Kenobi impersonation, so deal with it, right?
Hello there.
I
Oops.
refuse to deal
Sorry.
with it.
So what's an Obi-Wan?
I'm testing. No, I'm testing shit for my own game. God damn it! Ugh.
Turn this music down.
See,
It's getting loud again.
here's an example. Ozzy's soundboard automatization is replacing my so good impression.
Hello there.
Hello there. So,
there.
yeah. Follow me. And he takes you through. And you know what? I did have this for a while. So I'm going to be... Yeah, as he sort of like takes you sort of, deeper past the hive. We won't meet up in my office. There's probably quite too many of us. He didn't have a big office. And there's a few there because Lord Weasel, do you have any emissary, any lieutenants or anything with you, or you are just sole one man?
Just here.
Just in this
here.
one. Okay. So the
I don't
squirrel
need to
does
show off.
Yeah, he does have a couple of people with him for security and sort of representation reasons. And then obviously you have you four guys, and Kozak's pretty big enough as it is.
And
So-
Kevin's just got her bag of weasels.
Just because I love it. It's sort of like it takes you through. He goes, let's go to the theatre back room. We've got an arrangement there. So he takes you through the back end. Shh, shh, shh. As he's sort of passing through the back end of this sort of little tiny arena with all these sort of bees sat on little chairs as they put on a production, as you can see labelled, which is Honey Lut. Best I could do for a pun. Or Honeyed Hamlet.
You
Yes.
don't understand how badly I wanted to make a joke there with Honey Nut.
No.
The joke was made intentionally because then they can go on the stage and the bees are going to be or not to be.
Yep. of honey mustard Hamlet, right? There it is, honey mustard Hamlet, and you hear this sort of this bee is holding up this piece of honeycomb, and it's going, or a carapace. You're not quite sure. It's made of wax. All the props are made of wax. As you.
Skitter is going to clap.
So that's that one.
God, I was blowing my nose, and your imitation. I thought you were imitating me if I reverse muted or something.
Reverse muted. I mean unmuted.
No, reverse mute when you like want to mute. But
I got you. Oh yeah. When you sort of like unmute, fart, and then remute.
Yeah.
So
Let it rip.
So, Edward, you've been quite quiet at this Zoom meeting. What's up? Okay. Seems that he's been muted this entire time and hadn't realised.
So and then you can just see him muted, screaming at the top of his lungs as the Zoom call.
So it takes you to the back room of the theatre. There's a few sort of various different costumes and stuff all sort of interact, pushes, and there's a set of chairs and stuff with, you know, tables and stuff placed in front of them in a circle. It looks like an Alcoholics Anonymous. It's like an Alcoholics Anonymous sort of meeting, but with tables.
It's a Honey Anonymous.
Honey Anonymous, yeah. Yes, pick a seat, any seat. So the squirrels, they sit down.
I
got
pick
the
up
flanked
a
by
seat
the
and I
lieutenants.
put it in my cloak.
Okay, of course. He sits down. You guys, Weasel Lord takes a seat quite literally, or should I say, petulantly. And what do you four do?
What Skitter is going to do, she's going to approach Obi-Wan specifically and kind of like look up at him and say,
I did what you asked. Now it is time for your end of the bargain.
What was the end of the bargain? I forgot.
oh,
Honey.
that Obi-Wan would step down and, you know, put an actual bee as the queen of this hive, with them acting as the advisor, along with giving us honey, obviously.
Kozak just sits down.
It is not. It's not yet complete. We merely just have the meeting. See how this pans out. Hopefully, all goes well. So, oh god, I realise I gotta have conversations with myself again. I hate doing this. This is the worst part of GMing.
You'll be fine, probably.
So, I should imagine that many of us are aware of why we're here. For those that are a little behind, or maybe things lost in translation, I shall cover it off. Currently, there is somewhat of a furry Cold War happening in Marwa. Squirrel looks shuffles a little bit uncomfortably on his chair. Now the things get a little tense as the power switches between the weasels and the squirrels, and each time that power switches, things get more and more closer to out of hand. Now with the stockpiled weapons, the scrolls, yes, I am aware of the scrolls. It's only a matter of time before things blow over, and with what you guys have stockpiled would likely result in mutual annihilation. Obviously this is a problem for you guys, but it's also a problem for the hive also, since we have somewhat of a symbiotic relationship with Marwa. Now, the solution to this is not to entirely hand control over to one side or the other because, well, we end up with mutual annihilation. There's no way we can share power since you have such vastly different ideas of how to run a fair and equitable society. So, another government form of government needs to put in place. You're talking about putting the bees in charge. Sort of. You see, bees don't know much about commerce. They know an awful lot about honey, a lot about nectar, and how to run a very efficient hive. However, they know nothing about humanoid towns, commerce, or any other elements that comes into governance, of such governance. So, I suggest I've completely forgotten it now. What the fuck is it called?
A constitutional monarchy?
Constitutional monarchy. Where we are we are officially in charge, but things are run by you guys through democracy. I believe democracy is about the only element that you both agree on.
His allegiance is now turned to democracy.
So, the question is always raised: at what grounds is power held by the Hive? Well, we can survive without you. It will be much tougher. We won't flourish as much. We won't have those to continue to propagate the trees, but they do self-propagate. We can survive without you. However, without us, Marwa will cease to exist. Not only that, but the amount of soldiers under my command, I don't think you guys would stand much of a chance.
Pepin just kind of pets Ron Weasley. It's like, yep.
Now, we do not wish to take it by force, but we would present you with an agreement that will allow you to continue to run things, but you would have to justify those changes to us. Are you keeping Marwa healthy and calm? Lord Weasel, what say you to this proposal?
I am agreeable. If the squirrels are willing to make equal commitments to ours.
Because of the role they had last week, there's not much in the way of objections on this side. Well, there will have to be some sort of other agreements with this. I have no problem having the bees officially in charge. Of course, there are much in the way much in the way of certain policies that I must honor to keep my constituents happy. They, for instance, do not believe that one man can accumulate such an exorbitant amount of wealth without exploiting the many and leaving many to starve. Many of my constituents believe there is plenty enough resources within Marwa in order to ensure that no mouth ever goes hungry, and yet many still do.
Well, I actually have an idea for that.
I am listening.
What if, after all of this is said and done, we erect a festival? One that brings people far and wide to enjoy the bountiful harvests, the great food, and the hospitality of the woodland creatures. In turn, this festival would also honor, well, my patron here. And she gestures to the Weasel Lord. He has been gracious enough to give someone of such low stature as myself a little bit of his magic, and for that I am grateful.
But how does this feed the hungry?
It'll bring jobs, which means they can earn money, which means they'll be able to buy food.
But you missed the point. When it comes to jobs is created through industry. You see, ownership. And ultimately, wherever there is money, and capitalism is free to sow its seeds of evil, there will always be one or few that will accumulate, collect all of the wealth and leave many to starve. No matter how much money you put into the system, it just makes the rich richer and the hungry still go hungry. And that is the problem. How does festival fix that?
I don't know, I just thought it sounded fun.
I agree, it does sound fun.
Like actively like shaking his head like, goddamn, this kid.
I'm going to just quickly grab the four of them and like drag the cloak over. Like, hey guys, so the reason we're keeping them hungry is that I want poor, desperate people who want to become warlocks. So don't give them any food under any circumstances.
Now it makes more sense.
So we're not actually having the sort of objections that the common objections of against sort of a communist structure and in favor of capitalist structure. Instead, we are kind of no, keep them hungry because I want contracts. So
I have an idea.
All right, so fuck, this is not going to become balanced in any shape, way, or form.
Hey! Hold on. That's what Weasel Lord's saying. We all know Skitter works on her own merits.
Okay.
She's going to kind of slide around underneath the robes of Mr. Weasel Lord and kind of go,
Well, look, here it is. If the bees are the ones in charge, then the bees will ensure that everyone is fed an equidistant amount for work they perform. Either both in the
So, a
city...
ration system.
Exactly. Those who cannot afford food are given food, and those
Do you mean like
exactly
saying
communism?
If it
no, not exactly, because obviously if you work more, you should get more food, yes? Otherwise you're given enough to live and to work normally.
Yes, the little lizard does have a point, says Obi-Wan. Without
open more farms.
you need some forms of inequality to encourage innovation. In order to encourage people to push. Otherwise, why else would they? It's incentivized. But indeed, that should not be at the cost of people in a society, in a rich society, starving to death.
Exactly. Give people enough to live, and they will do great things with their lives when they no longer have to worry about having to put food on the table or dying. Give the homeless a home within the hive, and have them work for positions. Manageable hours, since they are not superior insectile in nature. Like the bees can work all day, every day, and they don't really care. Other races are sadly not as amazing. And so they must be given, well, leniency for their lack of ability. So of course, the more you work, the more you get. But you'll always have more than enough to live on.
I'm trying to
You'll
find.
never
I'm trying to
be
come.
bored or bored.
I'm trying to come up with a squirrel pun. Richard, trying to get a Murdoch.
I can't help but imagine the Weasel Lords over in the background just like, no,
Murdoch.
no, damn you.
Murdoch, that'll do. Yeah. Weasel Murdoch. Sorry, Squirrel Murdoch, which is one of the guys that, very... anybody have, like, really good insight?
Yeah, I think I have good insight.
Yeah.
Yes, but I'm not a player.
Not me.
Oh, yeah, Weasel Lord. Yeah,
Yes, but I'm not a player.
I have
Yeah, Weasel picks up on this one, but I'd say, like, yeah, Skit and Kozak, then, you guys sort of pick up on this. You realise that... the Squirrel Commandant is actually been really smart who was brought to this meeting. He's literally brought like the two people who were most incentivized to push this communist sort of ideology. One of which is sort of Murdoch, which controls the vast majority of the sort of squirrel media. And the other person as well, which is just looks like somewhat of a lunatic. You have maybe sort of picked up on the vibes and you heard about this guy. He is part of some independent media that spouts like super, like over the top, batshit conspiracy left wing fucking theories out there. So he's literally picked the two most difficult people to convince of stepping away from hardcore communism.
Are we? No, it can't be.
Can't be what?
Do we have to convince Alex Jones?
Alex Jones is right wing, isn't he?
Yeah,
Is he libertarian?
That's the joke. That's the
Who's
joke.
Murdoch?
That's the joke. We have to convince someone who's
a good radical? Who's a good radical left?
I don't know. I was about to say Rogan, but nah.
Rogan's very central.
No one that I know of on the left is as radical as into their party as someone like Alex Jones.
Yeah, I don't think I don't think they kind of exist on like sort of like YouTube channels and things like that. They tend to be quite smaller. It's more the sort of general Twitter mob, isn't it?
There is none like Alex Jones.
So we got a squirrel interpretation of the Twitter mob, or the pre Elon Musk Twitter mob.
Oh jeez.
I want to go home now.
The ones who didn't want to pay $8 for their verification. So yeah.
Yeah, so that's to stop scam artists. When back in the day when they used to have to pay like 12 like grand for a check mark. Now they only have to pay $8.
Yep. So what? So Skinner's gonna.
You didn't think that one through.
So Skinner's gonna turn and look back to these two and say,
Wouldn't that be better for everyone? Not only do we make sure that everyone is fed and housed, but those who work more get more benefit as results.
But yeah, so the Murdoch says, but the question is, how do we incentivize those to work who are lazy? This is a right wing incentive, isn't it? So this is not going to come from him. Fuck it, he's right wing, right? Murdoch is very right wing. Fuck it, we got the right wing in there, right wing representation because we're not going to get to because Weasel didn't bring any sort of other weasels in. Fuck it, I'm going to put a weasel in there, right? So we got Murdoch, who's the weasel, and then we got the Twitter mob, which is then the commandant sort of representative is there. So we got the weasel. This goes, yeah, but what is going to incentivize people to work, right? If there's no risk of ever starving to death. If you could have everything you ever need, whether you work away or not, then most people are not going to work. And then production doesn't happen, trees don't get planted, all that noise. What's the solution there then?
The solution is quite simple. Those who don't want to work in those fields will always pick something that is of merit to society. They have...
out of the goodness of their own heart?
Well, here's the thing. What if you're forcing someone to plant trees who could be the next Da Vinci if they were given but the time to pursue their passion for art? Or
there is one easy way.
Or perhaps
Necrobotany.
or perhaps there's a Michelangelo waiting in the wings to give to the world the protégaic new art of music, but they can't because they're spending all their time planting trees.
Yeah, I get. Look, I get what you're saying. Right? I get what you're saying. That if you're gonna be pushing people that were born into poverty into work and taking away all that time, then maybe we might lose maybe a little bit of creativity here and there, right? But I can tell you something now. If we had the old Squirrel Da Vinci, if he was born today, I don't think working 40 hours a week would be enough to hold that champion back. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if somebody's that creative, that creativity's going to burn in them and they're going to push through anyway. You know, there's way more than 40 hours in a week. But at the same time, that doesn't really answer my fucking question. The question was, what about the lazy ones who are not Da Vinci? What's going to encourage them to be productive if there's no risk of ever starving to death? If there's no risk of ever being without?
Well, I have a question for you. Do you oftentimes look upon a rich merchant with fabulous wares of his that he has purchased and not go, I wish I had some of that?
No, you're catching it. That's exactly it. Consumerism. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Give me a persuasion check with advantage.
Why me?
Unless somebody wants to interject.
Just like, I don't understand all this. I don't understand all this hoopla. Why don't you just
interject? Can you add something to the argument?
Go Tepin.
Wait, who of us?
The one that actually wants to use their role instead.
Oh, I mean, Lotus can do that. Kozak's just adding onto this conversation.
Oh, go ahead, Kozak. Add on.
All right, Kozak, just from his own point of view, just goes, I don't understand all this hoopla about, having to the consumerism and the whole, you have to work, having people wanting to work, just force them to do it and just have the, government.
That's not really adding to the point. That's making your own separate point.
No, but that's Kozak's point of view. He's just standing there like, I don't understand why would
fair enough. That's no worries.
He's just doing his thing.
No, that's fair enough. You do your thing. But to the interjection point to Shad then to support the bolts of the role.
That is Tepin.
She is gonna pull out a very nice bit of silk cloth. Let's say, for example, someone came to town in a dress like this. You'd want to impress them because by how they're dressed, they've got money. Right?
Yeah. Oh, give me a persuasion check with advantage.
Yeah,
and
actually,
she will slide the silk towards him to feel how soft it is.
I was gonna interject as well, so that maybe I can roll the check.
Go for it.
I don't know if that's better.
Go for it. Absolutely unnecessary. 24.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen this. I've seen this. Yeah.
Well.
No, they've got a point. They've got a point there, Weasel Lord. Because take the cheese for instance. That awful stuff that's made by those monks, but people keep buying it because it gives them some sort of bullshit sense of
for the prestige.
Exactly.
And here's the thing. If they don't have to spend money on food and a house or medical care, then they can spend more. Exactly, they can spend more money on consumer products.
Yeah, that works really well. Because that way you can, if people have got the bare necessities, and they've always got the bare necessities, you can sell them fucking anything. And guys are always going to work anyway because they want to impress the ladies. Because no lady's going to go to bed with some guy that's just doing the absolute bare minimum. Well, I've got food in the cupboard. All right, well, what shiny shit you wear? What do you ride? What kind of fucking donkey is pulling what kind of cart? All right?
Sorry. I wanna add my own point, but first I have a question. Is this nation rather isolationist or
insular? You mean? No.
Yeah.
No. This place is the vast majority of the population here are outsiders.
Very good.
There are probably about 4 times as many people as there are beds.
Mm-hmm. yeah. So I don't know much about these political things either, but if I'm hearing it right, if people have more money to spend on luxurious things because they already have the minimum that they need to live, doesn't that mean that the appearance to the outside of this nation is also more prestigious and more prosperous? Therefore, there would be more trade from outside sources, and that would bring in more resources and better offers to spend on those in need, as well as those who are in the luxurious category and get even better goods.
Yes, on top of that, one thing to mention as well is that aren't you guys collecting honey for the collecting honey for a cheesemonger back in
this is the point.
That finish. I'm tying ends together, please, right? So wouldn't the fucking literal angel speaking. So he well, there is a cheesemonger that has certain prestige here. However, the prestige cheese tastes ghastly, from what I understand. This artist down south would likely produce, with the royal honey, one of the nicest cheeses ever created. I should imagine that would certainly raise
that could put you guys on the map.
And of course, the elves will be very happy with that because it means more trade for their dairy.
And let us not even mention the fact that if you're giving people the amount of food and housing they need to live and not die, then that will only draw in the poor and disenfranchised from other countries here, where they could maybe live,
start a new life,
make deals or exchanges. She says, looking to the Weasel Lord pointedly.
Yeah, I can get that. All right, I get that down with that. Making sure every, got every
cover your bases.
Cover the bases. Yeah, I'm getting behind that, and you could see that the squirrels getting miffed. Capitalism is theft.
But question, Commandant, is it really capitalism?
It's not the Commandant. It's the Twitter mob.
Sorry. Well, tell me, Twitter mob, if it is really capitalism in a nutshell, then why is it that the lower working class are able to live free?
Is the Twitter mob a literal mob?
Any form of inequality is theft. It is oppression. Those that have oppress those that have not.
Yes, but in this country, everyone has the base minimums they need to live, the necessities. Ergo, they are free to do as they so see fit, so long as they fit within society's laws. Meaning, they are free to do as they want. In capitalism, a purely capitalistic society, everything trickles up to the top. In this, there is always a equal minimum. Then
he's hardcore communist. He's not capitalist. You say the problems of capitalism, he totally agrees with you. But it's like any form of capitalism is theft.
No.
Okay.
What I'm saying.
Can I step in because I think I get the issue?
Go ahead.
So your issue is that although you've managed to found a communist utopia here, your issue is with capitalism around the world forcing international trade, which relies on capitalist exchange of goods. Then the only option is to engage in some form of eternal crusade against capitalism. So would you like some warlock powers to go fight the forces of capitalism outside the city? So you can end international trade?
Yes.
Just kill the Twitter mob. Get it over with.
Just kill the fucking Twitter mob.
Give him
That's what I mean. As badly as Elon Musk is managing his Twitter, I think after a while he or his execs will eventually figure it out. And I think it's the problem is this is what people are sort of missing with it, is underlining reason for doing so. I think that eventually, unless he gives up on that, which no billionaire's a fucking quitter. Do you know what I mean? I think that, he paid probably 5 times what it was worth because he was that determined to buy it. I don't think he's suddenly just going to go, it's not working, and just throw his dummy out of the pram and give up on it. I think he will keep pressing forward with it. I think eventually he will succeed in just completely laying waste to this fucking Twitter mob. It's like, okay, look, yes, you're entitled to your opinion, but so are these people. But we shall see. I think he will figure it out eventually. I think we'll have lots and lots of bugs and problems and, false starts, but I think eventually he'll get it.
But regardless of that, we're talking about this
Twitter mob.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, because I've more or less already stepped on this as well, which is the sort of answer to that, which is your problem, which is highlighting the major problem with communism, which is a case of what incentive is there for anyone to become a professional anything, or purely creativity, which is exactly what the Weasel has sort of pointed out. It's like, well, yeah, but the vast majority of people are lazy. That's the truth. A lot of people don't have creativity is rare.
I can say this much. You guys actually have a lot more that you can benefit from by working alongside each other.
I'm sorry, I think I actually have a point for this creativity thing.
Go ahead.
So here's the thing. People are lazy and not creative is what you're claiming, so that they won't pursue their dreams that much, but creativity and laziness is something that stems from childhood. So if you provide a general and good educational system that encourages and even teaches people to be creative and not lazy, that would solve the problem. And when they get adults, they will be enthusiastic to pursue their passions.
There's the Twitter mob. I just there's a few more of these sort of, as you see this sort of squirrel starting to deal with this sort of internal conflict. You can see a few more of these sort of squirrels come in and sort of join, and they all start sort of berating each other. And anybody that seems to say, well, they have a bit of a point here, or maybe I can kind of see the merit in this. You get this sort of screaming, it's like, you're part of the problem! You're part of the problem! And they start screaming to kick it off. And you could see this sort of slowly sort of boiling as Obi-Wan steps up and reiterates its sort of point about it's that the problem with a purely sort of communist sort of a purely communist approach that everybody has an equal amount, then there's not going to be any disparity. There needs to be some level of inequality in order to give people something to strive for. If it's not their creativity, since, as pointed out, creativity is rare. Murdoch, he sort of pointed out a little bit more as well. An extra 5-minute break. Yeah. All right. Well, I roll this up before we go into. Well, we've got 20 minutes until the end of combat, so I may gonna have to reject that. So because we got to get into this one. So Murdoch sort of points out as well as saying that again reiterates the point is that guys.
There's a reason I specifically opted for that.
Well, you go put pants on. You're not going to be involved. I'm not going to have a massive fucking Feylord. Go put pants on. I'm not going to Feylord. Have a Feylord into fucking combat. He just watches the smile.
Just sip pina colada or something.
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
The Feylord can't enter the combat because his wife has specifically given warlock powers to a couple of the individuals that are in the lead, and it's a conflict of interest.
Yeah, conflict. You can't because of a conflict of interest.
That's more of an interplanar issue. Feylords aren't supposed to interact with the mortal plane, otherwise Celestial show up, but it's a whole thing.
There you go.
Yeah.
So anyway, so he sort of reiterates the sort of point as well as saying that, look, it's like guys are going to be guys as well. They always want the shinies to impress. There's always this sort of thing that, the extra run up on that ladder just in order to get there. There are many different drives other than creativity, and all of them can be answered whilst also, you know, which all of them are answered through capitalism as well. But at the same time, we can make sure that we can deal with most of your fears. So you start to see the most of the sort of squirrels are being satiated and going, yeah, okay, I'm behind this, as the sort of lead Twitter mob starts to usher a lot of these sort of people out. On the left, there's a few sort of like various different squirrels with different coloured fucking dyed hair that are just screaming just various different deplorables that seem to have nothing whatsoever to do with the arguments, such as misogynist and racist and things like that, at people that seem just completely irrelevant to anything that anyone has said at this point. And at this point now they start drawing weapons, so we're going to need an initiative roll.
Okay.
Are we gonna fight like small like Twitter nerds? This is gonna be the easiest combat ever.
Twitter nerves with Fey power, with Fey powers.
Oh right, yeah, okay.
Yeah, you forget. They were funded by Weasel by one of the Weasel Lord's exes.
Yeah, that's why he's not stepping in. He's kind of wanted him to like kick the bucket and all that, but he's like can't step because of conflict of interest. Plus also that other thing that when Fey Lords interact directly, Celestials appear, and it's a whole thing, as he said. So he's just, as you put it, sat there sipping pina coladas.
You like pina coladas? Very nice. Getting caught in the rain.
Do we have Squirtle? No, we don't have Squirtles. No worries. I'll just use.
What the fuck are we fighting? Like Fae? Or what is this shit?
Let me go
before
the
Twitter.
mob.
What is the Twitter mob? Like
700 quicklings, but they're squirrels.
God.
So at the moment we have. Let's just say. Let's do 2d6. See how many we get. 8 of them.
Ooh, big.
But those are my weasels.
No, I'm just using them as counters. I'm using them as counters.
Okay.
Because he'll do. Oh shit, he's got good initiative.
No. Stop going fast.
Gotta go fast.
Hey, look. To him.
So you just have like 8 of, as the mob is starting to grow, because you know these squirrels start entering this sort of thing and just throwing in their 10 cents as well, and you just get all kinds of fucking tropes just and rhetorics just thrown about that make no fucking sense whatsoever, because those that had any sort of means of rationalization have already agreed with the proposition of left. So you've just got the fucking lunatics and the schizophrenics left. So what you have is, so let's get this straight. So we have sort of blue-head schizophrenic communist squirrels.
Oh god, the hilarious.
Yeah. Conspiracy theorist squirrels.
The worst kind.
I have a question for you, Taffy.
Yeah.
Would I be allowed to cast a spell as I kind of like see the tension ramping up a little bit?
No, because they see you fucking doing shit as they are doing shit.
Okay, fair enough.
Give me the good stuff, Taffy.
Okie dokie. Let's start up with the Xander then. What's the Xander doing to this? Like, you could see that they're going to kick off. They're drawing weapons. It's like, there's no... Like, all the ones you could reason with, they were sort of back and forth and explaining, look, no, it does work. You have that protection at the bottom through social democracy, but at the same time, it still allows for economical growth as well. You've even talked about it. Yeah, I can see what you mean about monopolies, but we could put rules and stuff in place to stop that from happening. At the end of the day, it's still always the bees in charge, and what they say goes anyway, so they can overrule any kind of ownership if things get out of hand. But we could put laws in place so to try to prevent it getting to the point where they need to intervene. And those are reasonable. Okay, well, if those terms are if those policies are put into place, then I can agree to this. So anybody with any semblance of ability to being reasoned with has been reasoned with, and they've left a building, and all that's left are the nutters. Puns
are the
intended.
Karens?
No, these are beyond Karens, because even Karens can be reasoned with to a certain degree. You just got to reason them before it escalates to that point. They just start thinking with the what's they called? The thing at the back of the oblongata. Oh, what the fuck is it now?
Basically, before their cortisol level hits critical mass.
Yeah. I'm thinking with their glands, not with their neurons. Let's put it that way.
Okay, so Tuffy, could you please quickly import a direwolf character sheet
No,
for
the
me?
fuck that. We're not playing disadvantage. Just tell me what it is and what it's doing. Oh,
My Hound of Illumin.
Yeah. Just tell me what it is and what it's doing. It can take its turn immediately after yours.
Yeah, it's basically uses the direwolf stat block.
Oh, do you not have a
And
dire
some-
wolf in there? All right, you need a dire wolf. Actually, gotcha.
Yeah.
You need a dire wolf for rolling. Gotcha. Blah. Right. How about?
So Xander looks to Kozak and well, you've already heard about Nox, and as he does, he brings up his ring and touches it, and a dire wolf jumps out, and looks like a regular dire wolf, black furred with. However, there is a few key small differences. For example, the almost glowing orange eyes and this cinder-like aura around him. And for those who were here in the last episode, the leg that used to be broken is replaced by a limb made of purely shadows. And well, it is his turn now to shine. And as Nox jumps out, on the same time, also Xander disappears. As I cast this bad boy.
Okie dokie.
Oh, very nice.
The big spells are coming out now.
Oh yeah.
That's right. And okay, I've removed those points. There's my wolf. I'm just gonna draw him out to the mat. That's not the correct size for a dire wolf.
It's not quite a pina colada, but it's the
Yeah.
fanciest glass I have.
And what does the hound actually do? Medium-sized. It appears. Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, I was falling asleep during this fucking caster's turn.
You're talking about, man.
I'm just looking for if anyone knows. Do I need to use my bonus action to command it to attack, or does it have its own turn to attack normally?
Your Hound of Ill Omen from
Yeah.
Shadow Magic.
Mhm.
It does not attack. You pick a creature and it will. Yeah, well, it's within 5 feet. Yeah, that's it. That's all it does. It doesn't attack.
Oh, I have to roll initiative separately for the hound.
Yep,
No,
No, always just having run after the player who.
yeah,
controls
it's
it
just
over
so
the
much
time.
easier.
Okay.
This
Can move towards the target directly, and it can use its action only to attack its target. So it can.
No,
The hound can make opportunity attacks only to the target.
just make an
yeah,
attack with the
so-
wolf. Just make an
yeah,
attack with the wolf, right? Fucking hell.
Why is the sheet empty?
You have to actually make it, you dork.
No. Taffy apparently imported
Alright.
the direwolf sheet, and it's completely empty.
Oh, for God's sake.
okay. I got you.
NPC.
A direwolf has a, I believe a
Fucking
plus
plus
5
5 to hit 2d6 plus 3 pack tactics, come on!
Just fucking make something up.
Okay.
That hits.
That's hits.
There
That's
you
gonna
go.
hit.
And
40 hits.
2d6 you said, or what? Damage?
2d6 plus 3.
And 2d6 plus 3 for the
Yep.
damage.
We're very
there you go.
professional here.
That's 12 points of damage.
Huh?
Okay, this thing is gonna. Yep, okay, yeah. It just starts mauling one of the squirrels who sort of heaping and sort of like just pouring and just slapping it in the eyes. Okay, cool, awesome. Next up, we're gonna get a bit of a barrage from these motherfuckers right now. What's they probably gonna be a bunch. There we go. We'll get some of them and a bit more of them. And out of that, holy shit, we do have a nat 20. But 16 is probably gonna hit. Probably gonna have a +9 at this point now. So pretty much anything that is, yeah, anything is 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a double in and a 6 on that one. So yeah. So we're gonna have a bunch of numbers.
So I think the only one that would miss might be the 4.
So this is going against the first barrage is going to go against Kozak on this one. So that's going to be 21 plus 12. So 33.
You said they have +7 to hit.
+9.
+9, 9, 18.
Yeah,
my AC is 17, so 2 of those misses.
Yeah, no, I'm just like literally I counted anything that was like 18 or higher and I said was a hit.
Yeah.
And it's double for the nat 20. So you're taking 3. So 21 plus 15. Sorry, plus 12.
21 plus. So how much am I taking?
33 damage.
33 damage. So
33 damage.
The next barrage that is going to go against. Let's see. We'll go the crit against Skitters. So 18 plus.
You already used the crit.
No, I haven't.
You said earlier
right.
It was double because of the crit.
Yes, okay. There was 5 hits. One of them was a crit. So
okay.
3 individual shots are going against Kozak. Just
got it.
Look, I am making this up so much it really doesn't matter.
Gotcha.
Fucking hell! Like this is like episode 9 at this point,
low
guys.
HP babies who's like, oh no, I'm gonna take damage soon. It's like,
yeah,
whatever.
22 damage there to the Skitter. And then we're going to take the 2 other individual shots, and then going to go against Tepin for 15 plus 8 is going to be 23 damage to Tepin.
Okay.
Next up, we have the Skitters.
Okay, so they're still grouped up, right?
Yeah. You just had this. So this Eldritch barrage just went and hit both of you.
All right. So Skitter takes offense to that. She's going to look at her ring. Ow, 1 damage. And she's gonna pull back a arrow of purple ethereal energy and aim it at center mass. As she says, "You know, you might have had a point before you got aggressive." And as these little flies begin to flutter out from beneath her robes, that begin to spark electricity between them, just like arc electrical lights between them, just like as they kind of land as they land along the arrow itself. That's lightning arrow, and she's going to fire with my psychic arrow. That's 25 to hit. I'd imagine that hits one.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna hit.
All right. Well, this is what this guy takes.
And you said I took 23, right?
Okay, so this dude, yes. So this dude does
31 damage.
Yeah, this dude has bloodied.
Also, very minor aside, all of the other boys within 10 feet make a dex save versus a DC of 18, or they take 10 additional lightning damage, including the target, I believe, but I don't think so.
Okay, dex saves. Scroll's gonna be somewhat dexterous. Maybe they have proficiency in it. Let's give them a +4, just to be covered. So a +4 to this. 8d20. Does that include the one you've hit, yeah?
No, it does not. It just says each creature within 10 feet of the target.
Okay, then 7d20 in which case. So if there's a +5 and that's a DC, what is it?
4 pass. It's DC 18.
DC 18. Okay, so they need 14. So that's a failure, success. So this dude has bloodied. Oh, back up. That's critical. He's bloodied. And then we have pretty much 10 against... no, he succeeds. Do they take half?
Yes, they take half.
Oh, fuck, can I be asked? Yeah, they all take a bunch of numbers. That'll do.
All right.
They all take a bunch of
second
numbers. I can't be fucked.
Second shot. Ow. 20. For
Yeah.
11 damage, as I have favorite enemy humanoids, as she tucks and rolls and gets behind cover as this arrow pins one in the chest, and the flies begin to just electric arc goes pause and then explosion of electricity.
I'm pretty sure that these are sorry.
As the flies discharge their electricity, and they turn into little black flies, and they just buzz up into the air and just follow and go beneath our robes again.
I'm pretty sure these are either beasts or fae, not humanoids.
It doesn't matter. I like just for the last time. These little nitpicks, they really, really don't matter. If it's not blatantly obvious, I'm making up the attacks. I'm not even tracking health.
But yeah, 31 plus 11 more is 42 damage to that one guy.
Ooh.
All right, so you've just absolutely fucking murked one of them. Yeah, just as he just takes one straight as he comes in with this sort of blue air, this angry, this sort of face as he just takes as you can see like the feathers just stick out at the top of his forehead and a trickle of blood run down his nose as he goes cross-eyed and just slumps forward, knocking the bolt, the shaft, the point. The point just pops out of the back of its skull with a bit of a very macabre fountain.
These are psychic arrows. They scramble the brains on their way through the skull.
Yeah, its brain's very scrambled.
Woo! That's turn.
It's kind of making like a sort of very sort of sloppy sort of pattern as the sort of droplets are being sort of jetted upwards and hitting the sort of the floor. I'll be honest. Oh dear, it's going to take some time to clean up.
Sorry about that.
I also dove behind full cover.
Okay, next up we're gonna have another ha as we're gonna get an Eldritch Blast. Let's get double shot from this one. They're gonna hit both of those. Let's just Black Kozak again. You get this big boy. For 7 plus 8 is 15 damage.
15.
Yeah.
15 force damage. Next up, we have a Tepin.
Hey, Skinner, watch this. I too have become one with the bugs.
Okay.
Any damage this would have done to anyone else would have like put them on death's doors. For Kozak, it's not even like less than half hit points.
She is gonna cast Infestation.
Okie dokie. DC con, so let's go. Roll. There we go. 8d20. DC 14. Probably not gonna have an awful lot of con. I'd say give them a +2 on this one, so they need 12 or higher to succeed. We have. Oh, is it single target?
Yep. Single target.
Oh. Well, take first one, and they succeeded. Is that a cantrip?
Yep.
Yeah.
Why are you using fucking cantrips in the first round of combat when you're an 11-9 caster? What's wrong with you?
She wanted to show off. That's fine.
Okay. No damage then. Anything for a bonus action?
Disengage, super runaway,
Mm-hmm.
or sprint behind full cover, hide.
Yeah, I'll cutting action disengage.
So I noticed with these Eldritch Blasters as well, as they just sort of like hurling just absolutely irrelevant deplorables at you. You're just racist! And this when the bolt goes off. Nazi! Like, the fuck's a Nazi? What are you talking about?
Damn it, they're doing meta knowledge. Ah.
Seems like maybe Nazi's a magic word here. Who knows? We got demonetized for saying that word.
I don't know.
Probably.
I think so.
It's
At least.
First of all, believe other than me.
That's so
Don't worry
fucking
about it.
stupid. That really is.
Well, I don't know Twitch, but people keep censoring it on TikTok, so I don't know.
It'll be fine.
Stupid.
Just move it along.
Anyway, Kozak.
I rolled a 2 and a 3 for my sword. Give me good stuff.
Oh no, give me a third one.
Third one, you got it.
We're level fucking 9 now. Oh wait, I could have done this.
Another 2.
Okay, so wait.
So 2 2s and a 3.
Wait. Oh my god, why? I don't have it. Right, okay, let's just open a new window from that because I'm trying to navigate this on Chrome. I don't have it all shortcutted on Chrome. New window. Give me new window. New window. Not there, stupid. So what is it? 2 2s and a 3, did you say?
2 2s and a 3.
Okay, I up.
I think there's like crit range increase or some shit.
Yeah, so you crit on an 18.
Alright.
And you do, and give me another D4.
One that's acid again.
Fire.
Isn't it?
So no, flash fire. So yeah, as you draw the sword now for the first time with this MOBA, you draw it and it glows red. As you swing it, there's like a flicker of flame. You feel this thing could hit gnarly. All right, let's go. So yeah, crit on an 18. Let's see.
Charging in there. It's like fucking turn him up. What if I am? And it runs in there. I'll use fighting spirit.
Yep.
So I get a bunch of temporary hit points. And I will strike. So I have advantage on all these. I'll use Great Weapon Master because fuck it.
Fuck I.
21 a hit.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
Get out of here. 26 points of damage.
Well that's that one gone.
Boom. Another one.
You cut one down.
Crit.
Ooh.
Boom.
Yeah, that's
27.
That's that one fucking gone as well.
Oh no, sorry, 37 rather.
Yeah, that one gone. So you just went in, went woomph, cleaved off one of their heads, and they're like, "You're just a nasty fucking woomph," and you just come down and just cleave this thing, hit it on the top of the head, and it comes out around about where the scrotum is buried in his foot. Just peels like a fucking banana.
He's not done yet. Action surge.
Yeah.
Fucking crit again.
Yeah.
Fucking join him up, die. 33 and 18.
18 will hit. 1 second. So.
And another wonderful 23 points of damage.
Yep, that one's critical, and the other one's bloodied. So that did quite a bit there. Yeah, Kozak just went in and just fucked shit up.
Fucking game already. As Kozak just walks in, looks at Tebin, pushes her out of the way, get the fuck out of the way, and he just starts cleaving. And I will end my turn.
I'd say that's done in one swing. It's sort of like it just cleaved two of them in half. One of them managed to step out of the way enough, and you've just sort of cut him across the belly, and is starting to like partly disemboweled, and the other one just lodges into the hip of the other one, and he sort of like starts to slump a wee bit as you just rip your sword out of the out of its hip bone. Okie dokie. Next up. Next up, we're gonna get some 6d20. I'm going to get some shots in from these boys. Woo! And there is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. 4 hits. They definitely going to respond against you. Actually, you're up close.
Are they, am I close enough for them to grant disadvantage on range attacks?
You would be sort of like 5 feet from the front row, which you just cleaved, and this is the back row. One of them will be done at disadvantage, so let's say the last one is done at disadvantage. So he'll in fact be missing. So you're going to take 3 shots. 3 shots you're going to be taking right there.
Yep.
So that is going to be 21 plus 12. That's another 33 points of damage to you. Next up, we have the Xanders.
33.
Kozak looking.
So,
oh no, he's not even half health yet, bro.
okay, so after Xander disappeared from a different direction, I would like to place a bonus action quickened spell Fireball so that Kozak is not affected.
Yep, you can do that.
Alright.
Kozak is, he's
And
on the cusp of half.
And this one, I put the wolf here because this one is the target of the wolf, has disadvantage on the save.
Okay, 17 dexterity. Oh boy.
Disregard the 4, that doesn't apply there.
29.
Yeah, so 5. No, 6, isn't it? Because the second one's got to roll twice. D20. There we go. So we have all failures.
Yep.
Okay.
That's 29 fire damage across the board. As
He
this
did. He did.
small ball of shadow just crawls in between all of them and then implodes into black mist.
Yeah.
And then, which one of the stragglers looks the most hurt?
They all look
by the
pretty fucking crispy.
Oh.
There's not much fur. There's just more scabs than fur at this point.
This guy goes as well because its target is down. And then, as my action targeting this one, I'm gonna throw out some Eldritch Blasts to show them who can blast better.
Okie dokie.
You also have advantage
Nice.
because greater invisibility is a meme.
Yeah.
Yep, that's true. And wait, what? Oh, okay. My macro is wrong. It doesn't calculate my charisma for damage for some reason, and it's fixed. Bam.
Unfortunately, that is not going to hit. Somehow you fucked that up.
You get a second
Ow.
beam.
That's going to
better.
do some numbers. Okay.
And the thunder damage applies on this one.
17.
Sweet. Yep, that's 17 points of damage. That's probably going to be enough to sort of finish him off. Yeah, so there's like 3 crispy squirrels at the moment. They sort of screaming, I'm on fire, I'm on fire. Oh my god, that is awful. I'm in so much pain right now. And one of them just sort of, looks to see the source. It came from over here. Just the Eldritch Beam just sort of bores into the side of his. There's a big hole missing where one of his eyes. Like having Terminator 2 sort of flashbacks with that one. Only it doesn't reform. He just sort of collapses on the deck. There's 2 of them left right now. I'd say that they'd have to be rolling wisdom saves to see if they break morality at this moment. But as I've already sort of described these 2, these are the absolute lunatics of society. So
Alright, well.
Can I retarget the first Eldritch Blast to another one, adding my inspiration bonus?
You want to retroact with an inspiration bonus? Fuck it, go on, check an inspiration bonus on there.
Alright, I'm gonna add them plus D8, right? At this point.
Roll
Yep.
a 1. Roll a...
And
I'll
alright,
turn
that's
that
a
into a
19
miss.
hit.
So
And then that's
6
plus
plus.
6.
Yeah, that's
I've
gonna
rolled
knock.
a 1 for the second time, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, he's critical. He's critical. We got one that's critical on that one.
That's my
Right.
turn.
So, are all the frontline guys which went before me are dead, right?
Oh yeah. Nobody's no one's there's no longer any one of them 5 feet from Kozak. They're all
then.
dead.
So, Skitter is going to cock her bow, just a little as she says,
All right, you all may have had a point at one point in time or another, but I have been both a guy, a girl, and a guy and a girl again in the past 8 years of my life. I was raised by bees, which are a marginalized group, along with all other insects, and they are treated as lower than everyone else. So you don't deserve life either.
and that is when she will make her attacks.
The invisible Xander from the corner is just... It doesn't speak for all of us.
Ow, ow.
First of all, 2 points of psychic damage. Are you actually kidding me?
I love the fact. Don't ever make a big hero speech before attacking.
Yep.
It's okay. I get 2 attacks. That one kills.
That one's gonna hit.
18 damage.
Yeah, which we going the bloody or the critical?
The bloody one, because it's 29 plus 18 is more than 46 damage. I think.
Oh right, okay, yeah. That one again is another sort of arrow through the brain, and then he hits the deck. And then last up we have this
Second full cover.
the Tepin. Tepin,
Yep.
can we failed to do some numbers in the last round? Can you end the combat for us? This one's critical. Stiff breeze can knock it over. All we need is a stiff breeze. But I would say bring out the biggest guns that you've got and just nuke the fucker.
Swashbuckler. Swashbuckler.
I'm not a swashbuckler.
Oh. Okay.
You're a pirate. That's your fucking name.
You're a
Red
warlock.
pirate and you didn't go swashbuckler
instead,
subclass?
Her little fins, her little head frills are gonna glow, and she's gonna be like, "Alright, you asked for it! Magic missile!" 1, 2, 3. How many do I get at this point?
Same amount. It's only you get more when you upcast.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you want it upcast, you can cast more. And suddenly you cast shield. I'm joking.
No, actually, he doesn't know shield, but he has a brush of shielding magic item. You know.
I'll take that.
You know.
So okay.
Good.
So yeah, as he
That's
sort
still
of.
some decent damage.
Oh yeah. And that will be sufficient for a critical squirrel, as these sort of like orbs of white light sort of shoot outwards in several different directions and then converge on this squirrel, as he just gets rapidly hit by 3 of them. Boom, 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 and then yeah, blow-in is already sort of partly cooked flesh to. It's now crispy squirrel jerky. Anyone hungry?
Not really.
And that is the
I
end of combat as you cleared out the last remnants of the Twitter mob lunatics.
I can't believe it. I took so much fucking damage, and I still have more hit points than Devin. Fuck, you know.
Then there is going to turn towards the allies of this Twitter mob, and alright. So shall we count treason, assassination attempt, and war crimes?
Are we all gonna behave?
And sorry, I'm joking. And war crimes, or are we just going to agree and disregard all this bullshittery?
No, the Twitters that have actually, and you know, I've seen sense of listening to everybody's point of view and coming up with a more sort of, you know, complete solution. I've already left. They've agreed. Okay, I'm happy with these policies, you know, and they've buggered off out there. So all that's left is literally the
radicals,
the squirrel. Yeah, all the radicals, the laugh radical, the ones without any semblance of rationality, are just corpses at the moment. Yeah, so basically, all those that have agreed with you have left. All of those that have hell-bent disagreed with you are all dead. We've just got the Squirrel Commandant left, the Weasel Lord, and Murd Oak.
Skitter, while nomming on a bunch of honey, is going to look to the hard camera and say,
That reference brought to you by Team 4-Star and Helsing Abridged Ultimate. Yes.
I don't get the reference. What the fuck?
So...
No,
Don't explain. Don't need to explain.
No.
No need to explain. Okay, so... yes, at the end of that, indeed, there's a bit of sort of deliberation between the sort of Murdoch and the squirrel and the weasels. Being the sort of Fey wizard that he you know, the Fey wild lord that he is, has managed to sort of slip in some things that seem like really good ideas for society. They're not necessarily bad ideas for society, but it does put him closer to accumulating more contracts. Certainly went with the whole idea of the festival to sort of celebrate this day, which will be done every single day on this one. And yes, it will involve many contracts, one would assume. So, yeah, looks like now the Weasel Lord can accumulate contracts and not having to go towards the more disenfranchised, the fringe, and the fucking lunatics can now catch a few normal people. At least in part.
Seems like a good opportunity to kind of bolster the reputation of our group. I propose a change of name for this.
Oh boy.
Out of character, I really dislike the name that the group got.
Well, Cogs
You don't say? You don't fucking say? Yeah, I hate it too.
Can we call ourselves the
Yeah, we just-
Beekeepers?
It's not. They didn't stick. So yeah, sure. Pick another one.
Alright,
I say,
What's your
I
proposal?
say Beekeepers.
Beekeepers, keepers. A good line of thinking. I'm not sure about the specificity of the bees because, well, you are the only one being around.
She is still dressed in her bee outfit. Golden paint all along her body and everything.
Any other ideas, Tepin, Kozak?
What was your thing?
Tevin's
Sorry, I was
probably in the
making a
middle of
prayer.
eating her honeycomb.
I don't know.
Hey, Tevin.
Huh?
Regain 16 hit points if you eat all the honeycomb pieces.
Sandra, what was your
I'm good. Don't worry about it.
proposal?
Oh, my proposal
was-
was to change it.
Oh no, yeah, I am all for it. It's terrible for
Okay.
well, we're in the moment marketing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fuck's
Well,
gonna hire
yeah.
someone called cocksuckers.
So we'll pick up on that next week. So you guys will have a week to think about that.
Yep.
I'm gonna shut down the session now with an epilogue. So the epilogue for this one is you guys head out to the eye. If you go about your business, which I'm sure you guys will explain what you guys are doing next. Oh, I tell you what we'll do. So as you head out, that's good at the day's work. You've got your honey and stuff. You're heading your way back. On the way back to Lynn, you notice there's a group of kids that are digging a hole. The hole is actually starting to get quite scarily, worryingly deep at this point. Standing over them is your boy, Gary, aka Johnny. Yeah, as they are digging and digging and digging.
You don't think he's making them dig their own grave, do you?
No.
Don't know what he's doing.
This
But we'll
is
find out in the
normal
next
child
session.
activity.
We'll find out in the next session what the party get up to and how the party react to that situation right there. So yeah, there we go. That's that one. We will claim that. That's a suggestion that Matt didn't react to that, so you completely forgotten that he made that suggestion.
Mind if we
Wait,
yeah,
go ahead.
mind if we do shoutouts or anything like that?
Yeah, we'll do that in a moment. But let me just close the session off. So, the Mowal now will indeed have its, its constitutional monarchy. The bees pretty much are in force. A new election occurs. The result of that, you don't know because you've already left town by the time that happens. But there's many policies and stuff will be elected. They're looking to separate out in sort of districts as well. So it looks like it's not just going to be a single figurehead, but a council. So depending on whoever gets voted to be representative of that particular district of that little shiny town, well, that'll be it. And we see how that place prospers. But that's basically that's all the information as far as it's gotten, as far as you guys have been able to gather before leaving the damn place. So as far as shout-outs, yes, I know Shad has got a bunch of stuff. Do you want to get on top of that, get those out now?
Yeah. I have a YouTube channel. If you want to support it, post the link in the chat. By all means, go ahead, do it. I'm making videos, and I'm streaming on Twitch. I did it earlier today. Yeah.
So yeah, Shad is getting into content creation now himself. It's awesome. Just the more sort of expanded on what we do here at the arcade. Please stick around just not for the shout outs on Thick as the end of the episode, because there is 250 EXP, 250 chaotic essence for you as well to sort of start fucking with shit in the next episode. So first of all, for other streams, if you want to see something a little less chaotic, a little bit more structured, and makes much more sense, tomorrow afternoon, so if today's just come into like 12:21 for me, so this would be at brain what time do we run this? At 2:30 we start, isn't it, my time? So 2 hours from now, something like that. It'd be 2 hours from now tomorrow. That makes sense, right?
It's GMT 2:30. Yeah.
Yes, that's correct. So at the moment, GMT, UTC. Oh yeah, I'm on that time now. It makes sort of things so much easier. I can just look at the clock in the corner, and that tells me what time it is, both here and both UTC. So so at the moment it's about 12:30 UTC. So at 14:30 UTC, will be the Star Wars 5e campaign run here, which totally different tone. Same music though, because I ain't getting fucking claimed. I'm not getting struck. Other than that, what we do here at the arcade, what that is a prologue campaign for the Star Wars West March, which I mentioned earlier today. We already have a community march as well, if you want to step in and play some 5e. There's also Metal and Blood, played by Lich as well. There's a few other projects that are run by the guys here that you may be able to pick up on or get involved with, the play, amongst a couple of us as well, right? I run a bunch, Vic runs a bunch, Ozzy runs a bunch, Shad even runs a bunch,
I
Matt
run
runs a
too
bunch.
much.
Yeah, Ozzy runs probably way too much.
Help me! Oh God.
So we will have the but we will get the community West Marches as well. If you want to know what West March is, it's an MMO style tabletop game. So basically, like what we're doing here, but it's more MMO. So there's multiple games, multiple GMs, all played within the same world. Come ye, come all. If you want to get involved in that stuff, you'll see a link below. Also, mention about sort of Twitch. Lotus does some Twitch as well. Yeah, do you want to check a link to your channel?
Right, let me go get that. So a little bit about what I've been doing. I haven't done too many streams this month yet for this, but I do a lot of charity streams. Yep. And I am currently in the process of my holiday season charity, where I am trying to either raise funds and or get donations purchased from a wish list that I have for a local no-kill animal shelter. Now, I have worked with this shelter for the past 3 years. Let me grab my Twitch link really quick. And to be honest, last year was not very good for them. There was a... Okay, that ended up being really weird.
Don't worry. She's a bit exhausted at the moment. It's the reason why she hasn't been doing much. She's been very, very sick, and I've been, I am so grateful that she mustered what little strength she has at the moment to come join us in this game. But yeah, keep an eye. You've got a link in there to her channel as well. She streams an awful lot. Like I said, she does a lot of charity stuff as well.
I will be streaming Monday afternoon after the Weasel Lords Blades of Darkness game that we just recently, the Weasel Lords, has been absolutely fantastic.
Oh, echo. Sorry.
So that'll be fun. One little thing I do is I play a lot of Pixelmon, and I've given myself a challenge, which you, the viewers, assist me with. Now, I'm sure a lot of you have heard of a Pokemon Nuzlocke.
Oh no, those are brutal.
Good luck. That's all I'm saying.
Oh no, it's a lot more difficult than a Nuzlocke. It's a lot more difficult than a mono run. Essentially, my viewers spend their channel points to spin the wheel of types. And I have to go out and catch a Pokemon of my choosing of that typing.
That sounds kind of cool. Oh. Alright, well if you like your Pokemon, jump into that one. I am limiting myself
to 3 Pokemon per stream. And 1 per person. Now, if you donate after using your channel points, you then get to choose
what Pokemon I go after.
Lotus, keep it
Except
smaller.
for legendaries.
Smaller. Tighter.
That's actually polar.
Yeah, there's it keeps. I mean, if you guys want to get involved in that, know a little bit more about that, sort of interject in there, Lotus. Keep these nice and tight. Lots of things to shout out. But yeah, if you guys want to get involved in that, by all means, click on that channel, click follow, get your notifications, or however the fuck Twitch works. I still haven't figured it out yet because I'm boomer. And yeah, check out those streams as well. Get to play some Pokemon with our illustrious Lotus here, and even raise some money for charity as well, which is nice.
Also, Scarlet and Violet is coming out, so I'll be playing a blind playthrough of that.
And there's that too. Anyway, we are raiding. I've already started the raid. I don't care. That's it for shoutouts. If anybody got a shout out, make it extremely quick. You've got about 5 seconds.
I hope you all enjoyed tonight's stream. Please remember to follow us. Subscribe with your Prime subscription of Amazon if you have it.
Yeah, that's it. 5 seconds. Stick around because there's 250 points for you guys. Let's go.
And we're off.
Yay.
And spam the chat.
All
So
right.
did we get we essentially get a long rest in between this.